Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. We are sitting here looking at the Pacific Ocean behind us at Half Moon Bay Golf Links. Gorgeous setting if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening, there's a little bit of wind. We didn't get approval for the anti-wind mic, so there's a little bit of wind out here. But I think it's fine.
Jake Bass
I think it's fine.
That this kit that we have right now was the one that was approved to go to the Barstool Classic. We have one that just does better in the wind, but that's not here at the windy place that we're doing the podcast.
It's also
a lot of stuff that a lot of money was put into, a lot of equipment, and we don't really utilize a lot of it.
It's also the first time that we've ever used these mics.
First time ever.
This
is the one that was approved, though.
Yeah,
the other ones are the clicky ones that we always get in trouble for, right?
And got the little thing on it that has, it's a little...
it's foam.
It's a foam, wind-resistant piece. Whatever. We're here at Half Moon Bay. I'm not going to get angry about it.
Great day at Half Moon Bay. One of the great stars in the world. Steph Curry was with us all day today.
Steph Curry played in the Barstool Classic today. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if this is the first time you're hearing about it. It was the craziest shit that I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. He pulled in a Lamborghini.
That's what I heard. But so
he better have.
A lot of people, once it went live, a lot of people were texting us, a lot of people were tweeting us. How long did you guys know, or did he just show up out of nowhere? My personal experience, I feel like I knew for 2 weeks that he was coming.
So
go ahead.
Yeah. So it's a good question because I know even Dave Portnoy was texting Frankie today, what the fuck is happening?
He wrote, "Is Steph Curry playing in the Barstool Classic?" I said, "Yes," and he wrote, "Why?" And I said, "I think he just really wanted to play." And he goes,
"That's just true.
Do we know him?" And I said, "Well, we do now. Like we know his guy, and you'll talk about his guy, but I don't know. I don't really know how it happened."
Riggs, why don't you, as the commissioner,
Steph Curry,
give us your vantage point on how this all came together?
Steph Curry,
one
man,
of the best athletes of all time.
What timing? So, his boy Jason Richards, who's an awesome guy, played with him at Davidson and caddies for him when Steph plays in the Lake Tahoe Century, I think it is, Pro-Am and a lot of different tournaments that he plays. He's a good player in his own right as well. But anyways, he played the Barstool Classic last year in Pittsburgh, and we became buddies. He FaceTimed Steph during that, and then he kind of stayed in touch and was like, "Hey, I think there's a chance Steph might want to play in this tournament next year." We're like, duh. If that's a reality, we'll make that happen. Well, he stayed in touch, and then eventually a few months ago was like, "Hey, I talked to Steph. We're going to play in the Half Moon Bay stop in San Francisco." And I was like, incredible. And he's like, "Can you get us in?" It's like, yep.
Yeah, let me text my people, see if we have a spot for you.
Yes, we can get you in. And he's like, okay, great. There's obviously a lot going on. They keep making this run. They're in the finals, blah, blah, blah. I'll keep you posted. And then the day or two after they won, he hits me up and says, he's in. We're going to be there. And I said, okay, just so you know, we're not going to make a big deal out of it. We'll keep it quiet. But when he's here, we're going to post about it. We're going to take videos. We're going to use iPhones. We're going to have camera guys out here. We're going to document the fact that he's here playing. So just make sure he's cool with that. Made sure he's cool with that. And then he showed up, and that was it. And after that, it was pretty much confirmation leading up to it. And we didn't tell people. We kept it as low-key as we possibly could. It wasn't a booking. It wasn't like an interview. He literally just wanted to play in the Barstool Classic.
Dude. So obviously this all came together before their championship run, their latest one.
Yeah.
But to have him at this golf tournament at this point in time, Steph Curry is obviously a super famous guy no matter what. Before this run, he had 3 rings. He was already the greatest shooter of all time. Everyone agreed on all of that stuff. But then to go on that run, win that 4th ring, rip the hearts out of Celtics fans' chests, saying "ring me," pointing to his finger, and then to show up at this golf tournament 2 weeks later, you can't have a more culturally relevant person show up to this golf tournament than Steph Curry. I don't know who else could show up at this point in their career who would bring more holy shits from the people participating in the tournament, from us, from everyone running it. Just having Steph Curry show up to this tournament at this point in time in his career is as big as it gets.
This location, we're in San Francisco.
Right.
We're at Half Moon Bay.
Right.
This is the home game for him.
We had said if
we're in Golden State.
If he went to the St. Louis Classic, Barstool Classic, obviously it'd be a big deal.
All right. Well, it is John Deere Classic week, so why don't you fucking keep it?
I was just saying.
Why don't you keep it tight over there, Trent?
I actually used Cedar Rapids as an example earlier, but I wanted to use a classic stop that's coming up. But it obviously still would have been big, but we're in the fucking Bay Area.
This is his spot. And in St. Louis, we don't have a basketball team, so people aren't that crazy about the NBA there in general.
This would be in 2001. Derek Jeter showing up to a New York golf outing and everyone being in New York and everyone being like, what the fuck's happening right now?
Right.
He stumbled upon this driving range and putting green area, and the whole entire putting green just got really quiet and stared at him, and they go, is that fucking Steph Curry?
Right.
They're diehard Golden State Warriors fans.
We were up by the clubhouse where the check-in area was. Steph checked in, and we watched him walk from the check-in area to the putting green just to see what happened. And it just got dead quiet, and everybody was like, what the fuck is going on? We didn't tell
kept
anybody.
it a really good secret.
Yeah,
Nobody knew. I got to give a shout-out to our guy, Justin Mancini. One of the funnier people behind the crew. He's just in the crew, Barstool Classic.
Mancini's great.
He's one of the funniest people I've ever met. He actually looked at Steph Curry in the eye and goes, last name?
Right, because
that's an amazing line.
Because Justin was checking everybody in, so Steph came up and he was like, "Your name, please." And he was like, Steph Curry.
Steph. He goes, "Last name." So good.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
So we got to talk about Roman, and then we're going to get more into the Steph Curry situation here at Half Moon Bay, which was incredible. What would you want to last longer? Summer nights, playoff overtime. What else might you want to last longer?
Sex, baby.
Wow.
Sexual intercourse.
Wow. We're ripping this right off the top today.
Roman wants you to last longer in bed, and this, Frankie, so you know, I'm talking to you directly, is an R-rated ad.
R-rated ad. That means you could say tits, fuck, asshole, cum shot, whatever you want to say.
I'm just looking at these people outside the Ritz-Carlton at Half Moon Bay Golf Links
This guy looked
that
up.
are putting right now.
He's cracking up.
Frankie
He didn't hear that kind of language since fucking 1978. He's like, I'm just out here putting right now.
Roman wants
talking about cum shots.
Roman wants you to last longer, but
You
300.
do that stuff. You got to just get Roman swipes.
You got to spice it up. 340% better in bed. Roman swipes are the secret to longer lasting sex. Roman swipes are uniquely formulated to reduce overstimulation without eliminating sensation, which is nice. The more
so it's still going to feel good, but it's not going to feel
like
good.
I'm going to come instantly good.
Right.
I think Steph's going to listen to this and be like, let me see what they said about my experience at the Barstool Classic, and this is the first thing he hears.
Hopefully buy some Roman swipes.
Yeah.
Go to getroman.com/Fore, Steph, to get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's getroman.com/Fore. Get your first month of swipes for just $5. Getroman.com/Fore. So Steph Curry rolls in, and look, we've been around some celebrities. We're pretty lucky. But like we just kind of described, Steph Curry is about as big as he'll ever be right now. He's coming off being the finals MVP, 4th ring, brought them back from the dead, best shooter of all time. He's going viral all the time for his pre-game clips of him just draining shot after shot after shot. People can't believe it.
He dominates the NBA.
He just dominates, and the NBA is huge. People are, there's as much chatter about the NBA as there is anything, the drama, the back and forth. He's doing the point to the ring, and then he shows up here, and I will say he arrives with a presence, with some star power. He had his 2 boys with him who were kind of his security, but also his pals, but also they were like taking amazing iPhone videos. Like they were just great. And they were it was funny because as we were posting on social, and this is all kind of happening, and like you guys tried, people were kind of looking around like, what the fuck, Steph Curry's here? There started to be galleries. Like galleries started to form. People started to kind of arrive and wait on the side of greens, and then his security guy would go kind of stand with his arms crossed between like the pathway that Steph would walk to the cart and the people, just so that he could be a little bit of a buffer. And Steph was still amazing and took photos with tons of people. He signed a bunch of autographs, and he just kind of was out there playing golf. He was chit-chatting with us. He was chirping us. We needed to hit a bomb. He was just into it. He just wanted to play golf is really the best way to describe it.
He was really into it. He wanted to win. He wanted to compete. He liked Barstool. He seemed to know a lot about it. We were talking to Jay Rich. That's what we were calling his buddy.
Jay Rich.
We were talking to him a little bit, and he's like, yeah, man, he knows a lot. Like, he would come into the locker room or after the game and be like Portnoy sitting courtside at the Celtics-Warriors game finals. Like, he knows everything. He really knew the storylines. He knows everything people say about him on the internet, all the critics that were ever saying that like he didn't have it anymore. I mean, you saw in all of his post-game press conferences after they won the title, he's calling people out. He's just a competitor. He's got an edge to him, and you could tell out here on the golf course he'd get mad when he didn't hit a good shot. He'd kind of just like stand over balls with really, really good process, and like he wanted to hit a good shot every single time. It's a guy that knows what he's doing out here. It was really cool to see him in this element because you've heard so many stories about how good of a golfer he is, and you watch him take this so seriously, but he's also just like the most laid-back guy at the same time. It's very strange. He's just the best. He's an amazing competitor.
That's what his buddy was saying too. Like, he is Steph Curry, but he's also super normal.
A guy.
Super down to earth, smoking a cigar all day. How many cigars do you think he went through?
He went through quite a few, man. He had one fired up on the first tee.
Yep.
And he had the Trulies going, and he was just enjoying himself. He was a guy that, 10 days ago won his 4th NBA ring and was here to hang and enjoy life. He had to get back to the kids afterwards, just like a family man.
Tried a Pink Whitney shot. And you want to talk about some of the best promotion of all time. Avery was with him the whole day. Fasoli the whole entire day. They filmed him drinking a Pink Whitney, and then he shot the Pink Whitney over the screen. I mean, that's like
A little rattling, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Can't do a fucking Barstool transfusion.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, he's out here doing. We fucking grind our dicks off. We
Yeah,
get
that
Steph
was
Curry,
crazy.
and he's doing a
That
fucking
was
Spit and
crazy.
Chicklets promotion.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Spit and Chicklets. That was pretty rattling.
It's got the
Let's
Barstool
get the
logo.
guy.
got
No,
the
it's, we're
Barstool
team.
logo
We're
on it.
company guys around here. I wouldn't mind if he had a transfusion, but he was
would've
doing
been
everything,
nice.
like you said. He was a trooper. He was involved in everything. He was drinking the Trulies. He was hanging. He was chatting with everybody. He was having Hannah Cook go up there and hit drives, and she hit a really good shot in front of him, which she
That
was
was wild.
fired up about. So he was the man. He was doing the Pink Whitney. He was doing the whole thing. So
I
big
did
shout
not
out
hit a
to
good
Steph
shot in
Curry.
front of him.
Chunked one in front of
Listen,
Steph
when
Curry.
you're in front of a guy,
Best
like
case
Steph Curry,
scenario, if we're being honest. If
We're
you can get
comedy
over
brand.
if you can get over the personal stigma of it, it's the best
we're
case
comedy
scenario.
brand. I made
Yeah.
him laugh.
Dude,
all right?
right
the guy was
before-
belly laughing.
Right before you hit, I hit, and there was a par 3 over water, and I skipped my ball like a stone and almost made it all the way across.
Listen,
So it's fine.
We've hit a lot of golf shots in front of people. Like, we were really nervous when we had to play at the Zurich Classic and hit in front of Boomer and Sean Payton, and we had a whole crowd. Sometimes when you're that nervous in front of big celebrity athletes that you've like looked up to your whole life or like you've watched on TV, it doesn't feel like a real scenario. And today, I hadn't taken a swing all day. I'm not making excuses, but like I was very stiff, and I felt like the club was not in my hand. That's how nervous I was. I felt like I wasn't holding a golf club. I looked down at the ball, and I'm like, I don't know if I know how to do this anymore. And I chunked it. I chunked it right into the water. He belly laughed, but I did get my redemption.
You did. And that'll all come out on the video we're going to put out. I mean, these guys, Fasoli and Avery, followed him all day. So
We have 4 hours worth of golf footage of Steph Curry today on the golf course at a Barstool Classic.
Yep.
That's going to just turn into a YouTube video. That's fucking insane. That just popped out of nowhere. We have a good YouTube page, I would say. We like go all to these amazing places. We play against all these pros. You know, we do all these videos. And then we're just going to add Steph Curry playing in the Barstool Classic. We had almost every single one of his shots.
right,
recorded.
and because I think the
Maybe
original
all of
or
them?
what we told him or what somebody told him was like, we'll hit you for the first hole, leave you alone, maybe meet you as you go to the back, and like it won't be that intrusive or invasive. And then when he got here, he was like, I don't care. I'm Steph Curry. You guys can film me all you want.
Which we didn't know. We didn't know if that was going to be kosher.
No.
We didn't know if that,
Dude, we
whatever.
didn't follow him for a couple holes, and then they like duck hooked one into the trees, and like they made a bogey, and they like weren't playing well. And then we met up with them 2 holes later, and Jay Rich and Steph were like, "Where were you guys?" Like,
Yeah.
and then we were on the tee with them, and they made a birdie, and they're like, "Yeah, like they needed like us around." It was crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck happened out there today.
Yeah, it was cool.
We so we obviously wanted to get him for the podcast afterwards. You know, we were trying to shake and bake.
It was
We
a
were trying
sad
to
scene.
do
We had
a-
all set
a
up.
thing, and he kind of
Me and Trent set up fucking chairs. We went and got chairs. We set up all these mics. We were ready, and then you know what? It's on us. We shouldn't have set up over here. Honestly, we put it way too much like in the mix, and like guys were coming over, taking pictures with them, and then when he was done, it was way too much of it. He already did all that stuff all day long for 5 hours. At the end, he's like, you know what? I'm so close to my car, I can just go there and leave. We probably should have done
Yeah.
it like right off his last hole or something. We're gonna get Steph Curry in the future. There's no doubt about it. Steph Curry's like a foreplay guy.
Yep, big. He's a huge golf
I might
guy.
have to take a shit, guys. Someone shit their pants today.
What?
Someone shit their pants today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean? What do you
Shit
mean?
their- they
Right
shit
before
their-
he teed off, a
the guy
guy
just shit his pants.
I
And
don't
Pooped
remember
into his
underwear.
pants without taking them
Yeah,
off.
he said
above
there's-
the
he
toilet.
He just shit his pants.
He said there's
I think-
underwear somewhere on the 8th hole.
He said that at one point
I've done that.
we were
I mean,
flying.
I shit my pants, but I've shit on a golf course.
Yeah,
as
he
you
shit
know.
his pants,
Wow.
and like you can still see
He
the
said
markings on his
right
pants.
before he teed off, right before the shotgun start, he shit his pants. And he was like, "That's." But then he said he birdied the first 3 holes. So it's like maybe you shit your pants every time.
What a tournament!
He
this
says
is.
that there's
Steph Curry
maybe-
and a guy shitting his pants on the 8th hole.
There
Get it
might
all
be
out
drone
here.
footage, he says, of us filming Steph on one of the holes, and to the left, it's him throwing his underwear in the preserve.
God, I hope we have that.
Wow,
You get it all out here.
Wow.
A little bit of
You
everything.
get it all.
what a brand!
I'm feeling a little rumble. I had a quesadilla that's not sitting well.
Where'd you get a quesadilla?
Over there, it had some bell peppers and some nice
The
cheese.
Mulligans,
but right now,
I think it's called.
Yeah,
think
there's
if
like
I-
a walk up on the other side.
I think if I farted right now, I would shit my pants.
Do
It's
it.
one of those. I can't.
Okay.
You would be
Got a
sharding.
flight tonight.
I'll say we had last night I met a couple buddies, Steve John and my boy Anthony Guido, out here, and Steve's son Kyle, and they were the ones that played with Steph and Jay Rich. But man, we're looking at this Ritz that they got here, and that little fire pit patio scene out there at night up here is what the good parts of California are all about.
Yeah.
You could hear the waves crashing. You could kind of see like the moon glistening off the Pacific Ocean. It was brisk. It was like 50 degrees and a little windy, but you had a fire pit. Oh,
I mean, I don't know that the Ritz needs like our promotion or
It doesn't.
anything. Cause it's
Actually, I've been not tagging or posting because I'm like, I mean, it's the Ritz.
it's the Ritz.
I
don't know if
My
there's-
review of the Ritz is it's really nice.
It's the Ritz. Like that's what you say about
It's
it.
the
Oh,
Ritz.
like you sometimes if you're staying in a shitty hotel, you'll go, well, it's not the Ritz.
Right.
This one is.
This has to be one of the best properties you can possibly have
It's
on the planet,
unbelievable.
right? When you're driving up the 18th hole of the ocean course at Half Moon Bay, you're looking at the Ritz. It's on a fucking hill that's just with crashing waves on a cliff. You're like, how'd they even get a fucking hotel up there? It's an amazing spot. Yes, sitting out there with the waves crashing, I don't know if you can experience Earth better.
It's public too, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of you sitting down on something, someone sent me a link to a video that said that we technically, because atoms at the most smallest level, they like don't connect, they repel each other, that we're actually never touching anything.
No, we've never touched each other. Even if we dap up, we're not touching each other.
At the smallest level.
ever think
Right
about that?
now, I'm not touching Trent. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just, what's the word?
Minutia? Minute?
Micro level, minuscule.
Minuscule?
Molecular?
Microscopic?
Molecular.
Molecular.
Even at the molecular level, we're not touching each other. That's crazy to me.
No.
Guys. Think about that.
Yeah. I mean, you've never touched the ground.
Which is fucking impossible because I'm doing it.
No, you're not.
We're floating.
Yeah, basically.
What?
Mm-hmm.
We also have more mind-blowing stuff coming up in the rest of this podcast. We've got a commercial airline pilot coming on the podcast. He's standing right behind
Yeah, he
the
played.
camera.
He
We're
played
gonna
the
get to him
Barstool
later.
Classic. Yeah, we're gonna get to him, and we peppered him the questions earlier. We're like, we should record.
I just
this.
thought that would be interesting to talk to a fucking guy that flies like the public.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know if I
You
flew from Phoenix to Vegas a couple weeks ago when we were there for the Classic. And in front of us, we flew this little airline JSX, which I've talked about a couple times. And in front of us was a pilot for JSX.
I mentioned it to that guy.
Yeah, and we were chatting with him as the plane was landing. He was essentially in real time narrating why things were happening the way they were happening. And there was like a little jolt in the plane. And he's like, oh, one of the landing gear came down before the other. That's all that was. Don't worry about it, folks. And then we were like, oh, okay, that was pretty comforting. And then we
Right.
did like a hard bank to the right. And he's like, yep, what happens here is you get the wind currents that come over the buildings, which of the Las Vegas Strip as you're landing. So it's almost like a wave, an inconsistent wave of wind that comes through.
Okay.
So the plane might bank at the last second as it's coming in because of that. And then that was like exactly what happened. And his name was Dan from JSX. And he was fascinating.
Oh, they need to take the trophy?
Is that what you guys are waiting for?
Oh, you guys take the trophy.
You can take the trophy.
Barstool Classic trophy. It's sitting right behind us. It's got to
Oh,
make it.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Take
guys
that
make
thing.
it
you
to
guys,
Washington.
no,
This
you're all
is-
good.
No,
You
This
guys,
is
these
a
guys
really
work their
hard
asses off
working
right now.
crew
We
that
just talked about a
gets
guy
this
shitting his
stuff.
pants for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
We don't. It doesn't matter.
It's not a super
No.
professional operation.
Look how fast they are, dude. That trophy is
already
already
gone.
in Washington.
It's gone. That's right.
That thing is gone.
No, you
I'm going to
can't.
shit my
They
fucking
do that
pants.
25 times. If you gotta go shit. Me and Trent did this goddamn
I wanna
podcast for
fucking
2
puke.
years
Yeah.
together.
Oh, what's happening?
We
here?
can talk about. I can do an ad read real quick,
No,
and then
it's
we're gonna
okay.
get
I don't wanna
to.
shit.
Then maybe we get to the commercial pilot.
I
Do
mean,
you guys have a favorite
I
airline?
just talked about coming on tits. I don't know if he wants to be associated with
I do
this
have a
fucking-
favorite airline.
Me too.
Delta.
Delta's. That's why I went with
Delta's
Delta.
my favorite by far.
Yeah.
I have a Delta card.
I'm a platinum member.
I'm a silver member. Silver medallion.
Platinum's legit.
You have a least favorite?
Close to diamond.
Yeah.
Yes. American.
American sucks.
I don't like the anxiety that comes with a Southwest flight. Just give me my number.
We'll also
tell me
blur
what to
his
say.
Is he an
face out if
American
he wants
guy?
us
He
to.
looks rattled right
We'll
now.
blur his face out if he wants us to.
That's really funny.
We'll say his first name.
Actually, I had a bad thing with American in 2018. Ever since they've kind of gone up in my book, if we're being honest with each other. Shopify. Let's talk about Shopify real quick. Speaking of sponsors, people that actually pay. Well, the airline pilot's looking like he's
He
rattled.
just gets fired. From there.
Shopify, the
No, we won't
all-in-one
let that happen.
commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Shopify gives entrepreneurs. Can you guys say entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
Frankie?
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneurs, the resources once reserved for big business. So upstart, startups. What's the difference between an upstart and a startup?
Upstart and
You just kind of
startup.
flip the word.
That's a lot for me to handle right now with the way my.
They always
shit's gotta
list
go.
both. And
just talking about
established
Adam's
businesses alike
I know.
can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. I started an audio book listening to Jeff Bezos' book, by the way.
Oh, he wrote a book?
I don't know if it's like a collection of his memoirs and like letters to shareholders and stuff, and then it has a introduction by Walter Isaacson, who's the big-time writer who wrote like the Steve Jobs biography.
Okay.
It's really interesting. It made me think of that when they were talking about startups and all Connect you with customers, drive sales, manage your day today. Go to shopify.com/Fore, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire, this is one of our favorite words, suite of features.
Sweet.
Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/Fore. That's Fore. Shopify.com/Fore. Yeah, it's interesting with Bezos had like a high paying like hedge fund job, and then decided to just leave because he had this idea of capitalizing on the internet by being able to, just deliver books to people via the internet.
People forget that Amazon was a bookseller.
It's just a bookseller, and then, oh man, this whole thing is about how he's actually just obsessed with like curiosity, and how curiosity has always driven everything for him, and all the core values of like Amazon that it's pretty wild, actually.
You ever notice that the logo is the A Amazon and the arrow goes from A to Z because they cover everything from A to Z?
Oh no, I don't think I knew that.
That's nice.
I always think about the
You never
FedEx
knew that?
arrow.
You fucking idiot! You never saw the fucking logo?
What the fuck just happened? You brought it up like it was a fact nobody knew, and then yelled at me when I didn't know
Everyone else
it.
know that? Wow.
Everybody's confused. They're like, "What's this guy even talking about?"
Erica Nardini just texted us. Steph Curry, what the fuck? I mean, it's a mind-blowing name to show up to a Barstool event.
For sure.
He's a big name. 44 million followers on the gram.
We're talking about...
They love him. They love like the family. Him and his like kids are good content. He covers all bases. Like girls love Steph Curry because of like the reality TV aspect of it. Like he's always posting his kids and they're cute and the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's
Had him,
just like got it all.
Kids were like in the trophy, weren't they, one year?
Yes.
What was the one kid's name?
There was the one... what's his daughter's name? I'm forgetting. I'm totally blanking.
I just said how popular they are.
She was at... but it was years ago now, during their first
So maybe
run
we
of
should change
tournaments.
the name? Is that what you're trying to say?
What?
We're trying to find the name, and you're like, well, it was years ago when I knew it.
No, well, what I meant by that is she was younger, and she was during the press conference. She was like walking through with it was like her press conference. It was very funny.
That's a good story.
Fuck.
Riley. How did we not know that?
You heard us puking on ourselves. It's okay.
You had that up there the whole
Avery
time?
had it the whole time.
What an asshole.
Rangers fan.
When's Chicklets going to do something for us?
I don't know.
We go to Chicklets Cup. We got Steph Curry's promoting their fucking Pink Whitney. We can't get those guys to play in one Barstool
That's
Classic.
such a good point. It's crazy.
Whitney loves
Grinelli,
golf.
What the fuck are you doing?
Grinelli texted me and he sent a nice text.
We were in
Congrats
the
on
office.
Steph Curry.
Yeah, but still, like, that's fucking bullshit. We got fucking Steph Curry to promote your fucking drink, and we do. We're flying. You know what I'm doing for Chicklets Cup? It's fucking crazy. I love Chicklets Cup, by the way.
It's a great
fun.
time.
I
I'm
love
rattled.
playing
I'm going to miss it.
I love playing roller hockey, and they put out an amazing event. I don't know if teams are still even available for that thing. It's probably sold out. Sold out like a motherfucker. So if you didn't get in, you're out. But Buffalo, we're coming. It's just like, hey, wait, like, why don't you play us in a fucking golf match once in a while?
I just wanted to. Every year I text him to come play in the Classic, and he never wants to.
We were just in the office
shame.
when we
I
interviewed.
just played with him. He's a good. I mean, Whitney's my favorite.
I
person on the
fucking
planet.
love those guys.
We interviewed Matthew Fitzpatrick last week, and Biz was in the office, and he was buzzing. We were hugging and we were shaking hands.
Biz is an ideas guy.
Biz is an ideas guy.
What if we all do like a huge tournament leading up to the big games? Like, all right, Biz, we try to do this every year. No one wants to do it. We love the whole crew.
I'm just kidding. We love Chicklets.
Yeah.
But maybe if they get like if they could get Connor McDavid to be drinking a
Wayne
transfusion.
Gretzky's a golfer. Get him on the pod.
That's a big ask.
I think there's a chance we could get Wayne Gretzky on the pod.
Let's do it.
I really do.
I want to congratulate my close and personal friend Devon Taves on his Stanley Cup victory.
Me too. Congratulations, Devon.
Just the greatest
Finally
guy.
went to a great organization
Oh, fuck off.
that knows how to win.
Could have won with the Islanders if he stayed. If we didn't trade him, but it is what it
Bag
is.
of pucks.
Just a bag of pucks. Two draft picks. Just 2 second-rounders for Devon Taves. Just maybe the best defensive pairing in the league. Him and Cale Makar. Unbelievable. The way that they move, the way that they groove. It's insane. The fact that Devon Taves is a Stanley Cup champion. He's going to put his son in the cup. The whole thing. Just like this ride they're going to go on. I love him. I love his wife. I love his family. I love everything about Devon Taves. He's a good guy, family guy, just genuine person. And the fact that guy's getting that success is insane. This is a solid tire pumping, as the hockey world likes to say. But he's just, dude, I was on the flight coming out here, and I watched him fucking lift the cup, and I started tearing up. I'm like, that guy just won. He did the thing, man. Quinnipiac University. Quinnipiac?
Yep.
Or is it Quinnipiac?
They kind of mumble through it.
Quinnipiac University, the whole thing, dude. He's just grinded his way out here, and he fucking did it. What is he from? He's from BC.
Area?
He's from BC. Is it Abbotsford, British Columbia? Does that make sense?
Sure. We'll go with it.
Whatever. Just shout out to him.
Nice
man.
human being.
Yeah.
Shout out to Devon Taves. I'm just so happy for him.
We DM sometimes. I don't think I've ever met him, but we like each other's tweets. And the last thing we DM'd about was Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
We were talking about binging Schitt's Creek.
He's just a good guy.
He is a good guy.
I wore that turtleneck to his wedding, and it was just, I've never stopped thinking about it. Just should have
was
wore
his
a
wedding?
collar. Should have just wore a collar.
Congrats, Devon.
I think we're going to try to do a scramble against the Avs.
Yep. The champions versus the
Foreplay
foreplay guys.
We're not calling them champions. We're calling them the Avs.
They are champions.
But they are champions.
Yeah,
they're
but
so-
you
they're-
know, then I think that it sets us up for failure if it's the champions against like foreplay.
God, they are champions, though.
They are, though. It's
Just
kind of
what they
like
are.
by the book.
They're
I just
champions,
wanna
dude.
call
And
them
they're
the
fucking
Avalanche.
good golfers, too. Devontae's nasty little right to left
Hits the ball
swooper.
far.
Thing comes in sideways.
Hits the ball far. All right, we got a lot to talk about too on the golf front in terms of topics. Live golf. A couple people left, and then we got to get into our upcoming itinerary here because we got a lot. We got a lot coming up.
Are we bringing on the pilot?
So we're gonna get to all that, but we got to get to the pilot first.
Are you getting cold feet? Are you good? All right.
He's good.
So the pilot hasn't been turned off by us just bashing maybe his parent airline, his employer.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't know if we did.
No.
What's the pilot's name?
We'll give you a first name.
Come on over.
Austin.
Austin, get on over
Austin,
here.
you want
on.
to sit in the middle?
Yeah. Sit
All right,
down.
Austin, come on over here.
Just fly on in there.
See, that's good. I'm very excited
Thank
about
you.
this. We talk about a lot of random shit on here, and flying is definitely one of them. So to finally get some concrete answers is going to be nice.
Yeah, and
Welcome
it's,
to the show, Austin.
Austin?
Yeah,
Who
Austin.
do you actually work for? We can blurt it out if you don't want it.
I work for a company called so it's a regional airline,
Okay.
but we fly for like Delta, United, American, and Alaska.
Oh wow. Okay. I like
So, like,
Alaska.
it's-
We
yeah.
had. Did you play last year?
I did.
And were you the guy that was talking about how you're an Alaska Airlines pilot? At the
No.
time? Okay. All right. Never mind. So then we've had an Alaska Airlines guy play too.
Wow.
We just got a lot of pilots in this. We also have Jack, who's a Navy pilot who played in the San Diego stop, who qualified this year. So we've had a lot of pilots.
I
All
just
right.
saw Top Gun Maverick 2 nights ago. I'm jacked up about pilots right now. That movie, by the way, just got made $1 billion at the box office.
Still haven't seen it.
It is.
Same.
You should.
We're not allowed to use this word that much. It's unbelievable how good that movie is.
And Austin said 90% true.
Yeah, most of the flying is very real and was actually done.
And they're actual like F-16 or F-18, whatever they were.
Yeah, they got like special permission from the Navy to fly.
The maneuvers these guys were flying in are fucking out of this world. You actually like want to stand up and scream when they're flying these planes. Shout out to Tom Cruise, absolute lunatic. Gonna die one day doing one of
Yeah,
these stunts.
Scientology thing too.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. But I'm excited to talk to you. I'm jacked up about pilots. I was clapping at the end of the movie. I just loved everything about it.
So let's start simple and small. And I asked you this before, so you'll be ready for it.
Yeah.
Turbulence. Should I ever be worried about it? Or are you guys ever worried about turbulence?
Never once. I think I said to you earlier, the only thing we're worried
Never
about.
once.
Never once.
Austin.
Turbulence, you should never be worried about
You're
turbulence.
up in the sky on a giant death tube going 500 miles an hour, thing's shaking like fucking a popcorn machine, and you're like, no problem. What?
But
Yeah,
that's
pretty
why
much no
it's
problem.
good to have him on because we
just
think
testing him.
this thing. We're like, this thing's going down now, and Austin's up there like, just
Dude, I'm
having a
buying
good
the
day.
internet trying to text my family I love you.
All right,
No,
You're fine.
turbulence
Fine.
is fine. Turbulence is fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing we're worried about is, like I said earlier, we have to turn the seatbelt sign on, make an announcement,
Yeah.
let you guys know.
It's funny to think
Sit
that
down, that's-
like, you're not worried
Like,
about
sit down.
turbulence. You're worried about like a little bit of stage fright to be like, hey, you guys got to put your seatbelts on.
Wouldn't it? It's funny too because we make those announcements and we know that 90% of people aren't listening.
Yep.
Like, so we're like so nervous,
And we have noise canceling things on.
and
We're
nobody's
trying to
listening.
cancel the chance of hearing you say anything.
All right, so
Yeah.
that I wanted to get the turbulence thing out of the way. Where do you guys want to go
Also,
next?
do you? Well, I've got a couple questions for you. Number one, is it kind of like when you're driving a car and like when you're the driver, you don't feel the bumps and like the motion sickness as much as you are when you're in the back seat? Like, do you guys not feel the turbulence as much because you got your hands on the wheel?
It's less because we have the hands on the wheel and more. The front of the plane is just a little more stable, so the back of the plane's a little. It's getting the bumps a little bit more.
Okay.
What's the-
This next question is with all respect, all due respect. Are the airline are the pilot seats a little tight for you?
No,
Okay.
no.
I didn't
they're
know if
very
you were like one of
comfortable.
the I just didn't.
I'm
know
a
if-
big dude. Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
I didn't know if that had anything to do. I've looked in there before. We all have looked in there before. It's a tight fucking
What's
capsule.
the point of this? I don't understand this.
I don't
He's
think,
calling me fat.
I don't,
That's
I
what he's
don't
calling
think-
me.
I'm asking. I'm
calling
asking
me
if it makes it harder to fucking like. I mean, you're looking at me. Your buddy's looking at you. It's fucking tight in there. Our seats are so tight, dude.
No,
like
our
fucking
seats-
airline seats. Glenny Balls complains about it literally every single day.
Yeah, I don't like sitting in the back either. But up front, I can move around. I can.
So it's
lean
fucking
the,
spacious
lean
up
the
there.
chair back.
I never
can-
knew that.
Of all the questions I thought we were going to ask, I didn't see that.
I
one
looked
coming.
in there the other
Right
day,
down
and
the
I'm like,
fat
have you ever looked in there where it's like all the buttons are coming right over their head? They have to squeeze in there. I don't even know how you guys get in there. It's fucking insane.
Some of them are harder to get into than like actually sit in.
All right, it's an answer.
And once you're in, you're the buttons. We just talked about all the buttons.
Yeah.
For the average person, you walk on the plane, you look to the left, you see all the buttons. It's overwhelming. What percentage of those buttons do you know what they do?
Love it.
I know what all of them do. I touch maybe 20% of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So-
most of the time, a lot of the buttons like you don't touch unless like a checklist or something tells you to.
Okay. So if I went in there and I just picked a random 10 buttons, you would know what every single one does. That
Yes.
I taught. Really, Austin?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean,
of buttons, dude.
so
Come on.
I just learned a new plane. I just got done with training.
That's like a
but
billion hours
I-
of simulator,
I
right?
spent the last 2 months in Denver and St. Louis learning a new plane. So like you do a lot of training.
So the training is exhaustive.
Yeah, it's
has
a
to
lot.
So
You were saying a lot of it's like doomsday training, right?
So,
Where
yeah,
it's
it's
like
like
the
most
worst.
of the
This
sim
guy-
stuff is.
This guy Dan for the JSX pilot was telling me, he's like, dude, when we do the simulator training, he's like, every time like somebody has a heart attack, the engine blows up, all that. And he's like, when we actually fly, nothing happens.
Yeah, that's very
Who
true.
has a heart attack? Like a pilot?
No, they have like if a passenger has a heart attack. All right, so here's the issue: like pressure's gone down, and then now you have a passenger at heart attack. What do you do? And that's like what they do for thousands of hours of training. And then when they actually fly, it's like fucking Susie's baby's crying, everything's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very true. Like all of our training is like worst case scenario, and then you go like your first flight like actually out on the line. So fun fact: first time anyone flies a jet with passengers in the back, that's the first time they've ever flown that plane.
We were making real progress, Austin. We were
just
making
set
real
us back.
progress.
Oh.
I mean,
100 years.
they
What are you
have
talking about?
they have someone sitting next to them, but like the first time they learn like a new jet or something,
That's
the
fun.
first time they actually fly the plane outside of the simulator, there's passengers in the
Is
back.
it true that the people that work on the plane, we've heard a rumor that the people that work on the plane have to fly it before it goes out to the public?
No. What we had heard is that the people who check the plane and work on it would be responsible were that plane to go down. They would be liable for the deaths.
Yeah, if they did something wrong, they would be liable. It'd be kind of like the same, like if a car mechanic messed up your car and that's why you crashed.
So they don't have to fly on it
But,
then.
like, no, there used to be. I don't know if they still do that, but there used to be like a rumor would be
you
like
had to go on it.
Like they'd have to go on it and be like, so it's good enough to fly. Do you
Right.
want to go on it?
Yes,
but I
that's
don't know
right.
if they. I don't think they still do
I'd
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Here's my other question for you: is if you're in there and something happens with your co-pilot, is there training for that? Like, what if like your co-pilot goes rogue? Are you ready to like go? Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Throw hands?
do you have to be like trained in that? Like, is that something that we're not all thinking about?
No, it's a fair question. I'm trying to answer this without. There are some programs out there that do train you to deal with those situations. You can Google them if you want. I'm not gonna talk about
Do
them.
you know all of your co-pilots like on a pretty personal level?
No, most of the time, I fly with a guy for 4 days and I don't see him again.
I
for
like
another
that
3
a
years.
lot.
So
I wouldn't want
see,
to.
I
I
don't
wouldn't want them
because
being
like I
best
want you
friends.
to like you said. What if that guy's a terrorist? That's what we're thinking, right?
Yeah.
Like what if the guy gets brainwashed, he gets changed,
Or
he becomes
just-
a terrorist?
Yeah, or just like loses his mind one
Yeah,
day.
whatever.
We're all
Suicidal.
thinking
He
about-
wants to take everybody
I'm
down.
just like I'm
It's
always
happened
thinking.
before.
All right, I had this quote. I had this thing a couple months ago. I said on the podcast. Everyone says, "Oh, have a safe flight." Like I can't do anything. It's the two guys that are and women that are in that cockpit that I think is very tight in there. It's insane that you guys get in there. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that like we just trust them. So it must be fucking crazy for you that you're getting in there and you're like, all right, it's our time. Like we are in charge here. We better make sure nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, well, it's. I mean, to be honest, like most of the time, when I first started flying at the airline, I was a little more nervous about it. To like, I'd show up a little early, and I was like that.
Totally.
And then now I show up like 35 minutes prior to a flight. That's the first
Getting
time I meet
comfortable
him.
a little bit?
Yeah, it's the first time I meet
You
him.
ever been like you ever just get stuck in traffic and you're just late to fly your plane?
Yeah, a couple times actually. Yeah,
So
yeah.
everybody just has to wait for you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you ever?
Well, most of the time, what I'll do is I'll send an email or like a text to whoever I'm flying with, and just be like, hey, I'm gonna be there 10 minutes prior, and they'll get everything set up so we can leave on time.
Can you take a shit in the middle of a flight if you have
Yeah.
to? Do you guys have your own bathroom?
We do not. We have to come out. So like sometimes if you're on a flight, you'll see they'll bring the
common
carts. They'll bring the carts out and
Yeah.
like block the aisle.
Oh.
and so the pilots can come
Yeah.
out.
Has anybody ever said, "Get back in there! Get back in there"?
No.
What's
What are
going
you
on in
doing?
there?
Where
No,
we-
you do always get
where are we
the.
headed?
You do always get the. How do you fly the thing from back here, joke?
Oh, brutal.
What's your
Yeah.
least favorite pilot joke that people use on you?
Pilot joke.
Is it that one?
That one's probably the least favorite. My least favorite thing is when people ask me where baggage claim's at. That's the most frustrating thing ever.
Aren't there
Because
giant signs
There's giant
everywhere?
signs every airport. Every single one.
Austin and I were talking
weird.
during the putting contest before we turned the mics on, and we want to return to the days when pilots are looked upon in society as like athletes, like a Steph Curry superstars.
Catch me if you can.
Catch me
Dave.
if you
That would be nice.
Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio.
Frank Abagnale, Jr.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ask Austin or the pilots where baggage claim is.
We need to upgrade your outfits is what we need to do. You got to be wearing the white suits again. You got to be wearing these crazy caps. Like, you can't be looking like every other guy at work.
Delta still does. They wear the suit jacket and the hat
Oh.
at all times.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
No
They-
wonder
they
they're
wear-
good airline.
they wear
How
the-
do we get you in with Delta?
The double-breasted jacket. I'm trying.
You want us to get you an interview with Delta?
I'm trying my best.
We got any
That
Delta
is
like executives out
my
there listening?
nonstop try.
Let's get Austin on the.
I mean, after
flying
we
that
might have
bird.
to. They might not know who he is. We might have to just blur out everything that is associated with him.
Scariest thing that's happened while you're in control of the aircraft
At an airline or just ever.
Ever.
There was this plane. Have you all seen the movie American Made with Tom Cruise? It's
I
like
have
where he,
not.
where he ran the drugs to Colombia and back. So there's a movie.
Yes, I have. Great movie.
So one of the planes in that movie,
Crazy movie.
I used to fly that plane that was in the movie, and it.
The model you're saying, not the actual.
No, the
plane?
actual plane that was in the movie.
Come on.
They filmed that in my hometown.
No way.
So the actual plane that was in the movie. I
Wow.
used to fly.
Interesting cat you are.
Yeah, but its engine, the right engine on it. If you would turn it off, like 'cause sometimes for training, when you're training, you'd have to turn it off in flight. It wouldn't restart. And
Okay,
so
no problem.
that was probably
the engine,
yeah.
sure.
So but we had another. It was 2 engines, so it was.
We have another.
But that
Oh,
was
good.
probably the most like nerve wracked
What
I've
were
ever
you thinking
been.
that whole like? Did you start to go down like slowly?
It'll still there's like an altitude at which it'll still fly at.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Have you always been fascinated by flight? Like, is that like when you were growing up, were you like, oh, I want to be a pilot, or was it just another job?
Yeah, so when I was like 4 or 5, me and my sister took a flight by ourselves. Like our parents sent us like by ourselves, and that was probably I got to tour. I was 4, my sister was like 9.
You got an airplane by yourself?
Yeah, we
With
got
your
on.
sister?
Yeah, we
Wow.
got on one because we were moving.
Home Alone situation.
Yeah, we were moving, and they sent us. But from that point on, I was pretty fascinated by airplanes.
Really?
I wanted to be a pilot.
You were
I didn't.
5?
Yeah, I did not know though that I didn't know how to become a pilot. I thought you had to be like rich or go into the military or something like
Military,
that.
I feel like, is a big feeder
Military,
system,
that's
right?
where most people go.
And you were saying that you went to school for it, and
Yep.
that a lot of universities actually have pilot
Yeah,
programs.
I went to a 4-year school, Middle Tennessee State, go Blue Raiders, and
Blue Raiders?
Blue Raiders,
Yeah.
and
They had a run. When was that?
in basketball,
Yeah. When? March Madness?
2015 maybe,
Run? Yeah, something like that. I
2015.
remember that.
Okay.
Austin,
There
you
are
want to do this
certain-
Biolite ad read real quick? Do you see where it
Minor-
says main talking points?
Yeah,
Did you get the right one there?
main talking points.
Is that? Oh no, that's
Let's
the wrong
play
one.
golf.
Biolite.
Biolite.
Yeah,
All right.
just crank through that. You got to read the yellow stuff too. You got
Have to read the yellow stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
And then
Can you do it in your Can you do it in your pilot voice?
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
don't-
like you're addressing.
Yes,
the,
you have one. Everyone has one. Every
So
pilot has a
also,
fucking
the deal
different
you
voice.
make here, we're letting you podcast. You got to let us fly the next one. So just
That's
letting you know.
fair. That's fair. That's
Yeah, we're
that's what we do.
we're experiencing it.
All right, so when you're on the course crushing drives and crushing beers, the last thing you're thinking about is hydration. But the next day, you're wishing you did. That's why you need Biolite, the IV in a bottle. Biolite is a physician-formulated recovery drink made with all natural ingredients that will help you feel better fast.
I was drinking some today. It's delicious.
Yeah,
It's
we
really
almost
delicious.
qualified for the 2 months free.
Did you?
Yeah, we came in third to last.
I will say I was thinking too.
We thought about purposely putting bad to get the Biolite.
That was a big concern actually with awarding like the dead last thing is that people will then it's kill face
Throw
away.
in their rounds.
But I was saying it's one of those when you consume it, you can tell that your body is enjoying it and needing it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, as you take a sip, your body is like reaching out. Like, oh, usually what you put in this esophagus is a disaster. This is actually helpful.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it is one of the more weirdly refreshing things
Love that.
that you drink.
Weirdly refreshing.
Well, because like there's
They're gonna
things
like
that there are things that like when it goes into your mouth, it's refreshing, but it doesn't. It's not refreshing when it goes in your body.
Look at Austin going off the teleprompter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, dude. Turn that
This guy's a
teleprompter
fucking
off.
pilot.
This guy's incredible.
Like, he's smart as shit.
Oh, you have to.
That's not true.
Come on,
Come on, we
I
want
would
you to
hope
be-
you are.
I,
So
I'm,
we don't want
I
you
feel
to
like I'm pretty
downplay-
smart, but
lie to
there are
us.
some people out there that are not very smart.
Okay.
Lie
They're
to
good
us.
at what they do.
Do you fly with some pilots that are idiots?
Yeah,
But they all have to be incredibly book smart, though.
yeah,
right?
they're
Yellow
good.
stuff.
They're good
You
at what
gotta
they
read the
do.
yellow stuff.
Oh shoot, where am I at? All right, that was the yellow stuff. All right,
All right.
but I'll keep going. The
That's
IV
the
in
call
a
to action stuff.
yeah. The IV in a bottle contains the same amount of electrolytes as an IV bag.
Okay.
You'd have to drink 6.5 sports drinks to just equal 1 Biolite.
Wow.
I didn't even know that.
That's impressive.
Amazing.
That's a lot. I've never actually had didn't they used to do the IVs, like people get IVs like from like
Yeah,
their
I've heard of
house?
people doing that.
They'll
when
do
they
that
go
in
on
Vegas. They'll hook people up.
Vegas
That's
trip.
wild.
I feel like it's becoming more and more common.
Me too. I agree.
Seems a little aggressive.
That's wild.
You could just do it with the Biolite.
Yeah, it's only 45 calories and contains a third of the amount of sugar. It also comes in 4 flavors: citrus, berry, tropical, and melon. I'm a berry guy.
Me too. Berries delicious.
Berry's good. Put a few bottles in your cooler before your next tea time, and you won't suffer the next day.
Bang.
I think that's
that
all.
it? That's
Yeah,
all it's
I think that's
Awesome.
call to action.
Oh,
Go to
that part's
sorry,
big.
I forgot that.
No,
That's
no,
that's
it's
the
okay.
important part.
It's okay. First time.
Go to drinkbiolite.com/barstool and use code FOREPLAY for 10% off your first Amazon order.
Wow.
Say that again one more time.
Go to drinkbiolite.com/barstool and use code FOREPLAY for 10% off your first Amazon order.
Incredible.
I've got a question for you.
Thank
All right.
Appreciate
Really
that, Austin.
important one. This happened to me yesterday on a flight. On the runway. I think we're taxiing out. We're in line. There's a line. The pilot said we're 4th in line.
Yep.
And this will go into a more broader question. Phones. The use of phones in my seat. Drives me crazy. I answered the phone while we were 4th in line. Someone called me. I'm getting a wall spackled in my house, and I needed to answer it. I answer it. Flight attendant comes running up and goes, "That's a huge no-no." That's what she said to me. That's a huge no-no.
That's
And
how everyone should talk to
I
Frankie.
fucking, dude, I was like, oh my god. And I put my phone in my pocket. I'm like, turn red. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She goes, you need to know better than that. Now I'm thinking to myself,
Let's get that.
I almost at one point, I wanted to be like, well, now if it's that important, take my phone on entry.
That
Wait, I'm seeing right through these rules. Let them answer. What use of phones on planes? Does it make any difference of what the hell's going on that plane?
Not really.
Thank you.
well, that's right. Because if it were that important, they're just please turn on airplane mode. Some people don't. If the whole plane didn't turn on airplane mode and that made the plane go down, they would not let us
Or they
our
would
phone.
have a thing that would just nuke our phone so that you can't get any service out of it. You can only get Wi-Fi, and then that's it. If they're we can't have one person answer this phone, or else we lose comms. That's insane.
So it is bullshit. But in her defense, it is a regulation that she has to follow.
Right. She's not
Okay.
making the
Yeah.
calls.
I totally get that, but the rule is
is
the
pretty
rule
dumb.
is
it's
wrong.
not going to mess up the communications or
No.
it's not going to make the plane
I was
drop.
thinking, she made me think that in the middle of that phone call with Javier, who's spackling my wall, I was going to hear the tower. That was all right, you guys are ready, you're on 3rd. I thought I was going to tap in.
Yeah. No.
No, it's not. It's nothing like
Okay,
that. Yeah.
good.
I don't. I think they made the rule just because terrorists wouldn't be on their phones to see who was using their phones and whatnot. But I don't know why the rule's still in place.
Okay.
If I'm being honest.
All right. No, that's good. Have you, when you're flying, have you ever been scared?
Scared. Not really scared. Most of the time, we train so much on the worst possible things that never happen that the things that actually do happen are no big deal.
Who's the guy landing the plane on the Hudson? Sully?
Yeah.
Could you do that?
I would like to think that in a pinch I could.
What, do you hit a flock of geese?
What
or something?
what
did.
timing? My flight just got canceled tonight.
Oh wow. Austin, what can you do about that?
We're canceled.
Who was it? Was it Delta?
6:05 flight tomorrow.
Was it Delta?
Yeah.
If they'd hire me, they probably
What
would
the
have.
fuck? It's
staffing.
sorry, but your itinerary
This is
changed.
and the reason I'm not excited about
Yeah,
that.
you are,
I don't
bro.
want a cancel flight to ever happen. Frankie and I have a very long running discussion about red eyes versus not doing red eyes. I am not a red eye guy. I think my body needs a rhythm. I think I have to go to bed at night, wake up in the morning. This guy loves taking red eyes so he can get back. And so now he's just been forced in the situation that he has to do what I do. That's the reason why I'm sort of happy.
I just like to get back the next day because you're already home while he's flying.
Doesn't matter.
Fuck,
That is true. You do get back earlier, but you get no sleep.
What's your schedule like? What do you guys do? Are you like firemen where
Crazy
you're on a
timing.
lot and then off? Or are you
So we get to bid every month.
bid?
Yeah. So
What do you
we
mean
get to.
bid?
So it's based on seniority. So the longer you've been at the company, the better your schedule gets.
Oh, that's
Gotcha.
interesting.
That's cool.
But most of the time, it's 3-4 days on, then 3-4 days off.
And
do
then,
you sleep in a lot of different spots, or you usually return home?
No, it's
Stay.
almost on all like the 3 days, like the 2 overnights. You're out at like whatever hotel, wherever you're
You
at.
just wake up and you're just back at it.
Yep.
You're just fucking flying.
do they
Yeah,
give you a pretty? I'm sorry to cut you
No,
off.
you're
Do
good.
they give you a pretty sweet deal on like if you just want to go somewhere, you're not flying the plane, but is it like they give you pretty good deals?
Yeah, so I can fly standby on anyone for free.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That
So
is
like
nice.
so tomorrow I'm just winging it.
Yeah.
Just whatever flight's
just go
got
to
an
the
open
airport.
seat. Yeah.
Where are you stationed?
I live in Atlanta, but I'm based in Houston.
So if somebody like Tiger Woods, for example, were to ask you where you're stationed, that would actually be a very relevant question.
Yeah.
Wait, you say you're based out of where?
I'm based in Houston.
Yep.
I live in Atlanta.
based in Houston and you live in
So
Atlanta.
that means your plane's usually going to return to Houston? They're scheduled?
Yeah, so like at the beginning of the trip and the end of the trip's in Houston, yeah.
And then you start
Why-
going to get to Atlanta.
Why isn't it in Atlanta? Both of
That's
them.
what I was going to ask.
We do not have an Atlanta base. I actually did the last year, so I lived in Dallas and was based in Dallas.
Okay.
And then I moved back home to Atlanta. But it's a lot of pilots do it. It's just we call it commuting, just like you would commute to work.
Yeah.
So because we can fly for free, we just jump on a flight an hour and a half to Houston, and I'm at work.
How do planes fly generally?
Air and wings.
I know how. Here, have you heard this one from Captain Connor?
I know what you're gonna say.
You know this?
Oh yeah, the hand.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be more specific.
That
than
did it
but
for me.
more
That
scientific.
did it for my brain.
Boys, I'm tapping out.
He's got to
I
go
gotta take a
bathroom.
shit,
Dude.
dude.
This guy's
Okay.
going to
I
shit his
have to
pants
shit.
like that
Sorry,
guy in
Austin's
the
doing so well that this just might be what it is.
Well, I was nervous about him because he's got a weird brain. I didn't know what questions he was going to ask.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get with
Well,
him.
his first.
It was
question.
fucking.
The first question was about fat.
Yeah,
Yeah, his first question was like,
I want to apologize for my friend Frankie for calling you fat.
"Dude, we're really
I
sorry
don't
about
care.
that. That was crazy.
I don't
I've
care.
never seen such a."
What's the hand thing? I find that interesting.
So the hand thing is, and this came from Captain Connor, not a captain because he flies aircraft like you, captain in the Army, went to West Point, great guy, lies about his scores. I think he's about to shoot on a golf course. No, I'm just kidding. He was right about that. But here's what he told me. I was discussing. I don't understand lift, and I don't understand all this science. How is this incredibly heavy thing just gonna go really fast down that strip and then just fly through the sky like a light bird? That's insanity. And he said to me, he said, when you were a kid and you're driving down the highway, your parents are driving, and you roll the window down and put your arm out the window and you would just raise your fingers just a fraction of an inch, what happens to your hand? And I was like, your hand like lifts up into the air. And he's
Yep.
like, that's how a plane works. And I was like,
Is that right?
That's the simplest, most accurate way of describing it.
and he was like, as long as you keep up that velocity, the based on the aerodynamics of your hand, aka the wings and the way the plane's designed in this situation, as long as those engines don't go out and they continue to thrust and you have those wings, that thing's going to stay in the air. And I was like, oh my fucking god,
that is exactly
that
right.
was all it took for
That
me.
makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Same. I think about that when a plane
And-
takes off because I'm scared a lot. Like, oh no, it's just the hand out the window. It will never just not go in the air. It
Yeah,
goes
and
in the air every
and
time.
that's why, like, if you do happen to lose engines, planes will still glide because you still have that shape of the wing, and it's slowly losing that momentum, but it still has enough to stay in the
both
air.
engines go out. What happens?
I mean, the plane will glide. You just got to find somewhere to put it down.
What about like a highway or something? What do you do? Highways, is that a real thing? I heard
In
a rumor that
a
every
jet, no.
If you had
Oh,
your
okay.
pick and both engines are gone, where would you? Like a cornfield, maybe?
An airport
Okay,
would be my
That's a good
pick.
answer.
that's fucking good.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you'd be
that's probably
surprised.
the right answer.
You'd be really surprised at how many airports there actually are.
Yeah,
There are so many airports that are not like the JFKs and stuff. Like there's hundreds of airports in the New York area.
right. That's a good point. I never thought of
What
it.
about lightning? Are you scared of lightning in terms of flying a plane?
Not really. I think like statistically, every plane gets struck with lightning once a year or something like that. But it's more.
Can you tell?
No, not really.
Really?
It's not like
That's crazy.
it does do damage, but it doesn't do like damage. It doesn't.
What
mess
the
up.
fuck does that?
It is.
It's not
Like-
going to take it down.
It's not going to take it down or anything. Yeah.
What kind of damage to like?
More
break something
like
down? I mean,
electrical
what do you
stuff.
A little burn
Yeah.
mark on it.
Like a
Yeah,
little electrical
burn
issue.
marks are good. More like hail does more damage. That does a lot of damage. So you want to avoid hail.
And geese are bad.
Yeah, birds are bad. Birds are pretty bad.
We try to miss geese.
Yeah,
and birds and shit.
all birds. All
Really?
birds. Yeah.
Allbirds
Geese
is
are
Allbirds
geese.
is a brand we use actually.
Yeah, is that, what
Allbirds.
is
They
isn't
make
that
pants
shoes?
and all.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I-
shoes
you know
and-
what
I think I actually have
Shirts
all
and
birds in the
shit.
car.
They're great.
Yeah.
You know what
Pure Mars
seems
is
to
really
be
great, too.
Yeah.
debilitating to planes is wind. Like airports or airlines don't fuck with wind. Is that a big deal?
Yeah, it's mainly when landing and taking off if it's coming from the side.
Okay.
Like a crosswind is what we call it. So it's like
That's when you see those planes coming inside.
well, and like we're talking about golf here. You know, when the wind's coming from right to left, it pushes the ball, and that's what it's doing to the plane. Is you're trying to land on a straight runway, so you don't really want it to be pushed
Definitely not.
to the side.
Jesus,
Appreciate
that's
you breaking that
terrifying.
down in our language. That was nice. This guy knows how to podcast.
You really spoke to us.
We might just have to leave Frankie off forever, and now it's just the Austin Riggs and Trent show.
Jobs accepted. So.
Man, I find flight way scarier than you seem to find flight.
No, but that's why you have a guy like this on, because it quells the fear of a lot of people. Like I already feel better about it now. I used to be really scared of flying. Like my palms would sweat like crazy, and I just wouldn't be able to handle it. Now we fly
Knees
so
weak,
much.
arms are heavy.
Now we spaghetti. Now my arms. Now
You can't feel his arms all the time.
now that I've flown more, I'm more comfortable. And then talking to a guy like you, it doesn't seem that scary. Like, this is kind of a fucked up question, I guess, but like, when was the last time like a one really went down? How recently?
I think there was a plane in China that went down a few months ago, maybe. But
that's not the U.S. Doesn't happen in the U.S.
It came out.
very
It
often.
came out as one of those. It doesn't happen in the U.S. very often. The last one in the U.S. was a couple years ago, and it was a cargo plane went down.
Okay.
In just south of Houston.
Do you when that happens? Do you guys study it?
Yeah, absolutely.
To understand what happened?
Absolutely. Yeah, my continuous. So every year we go back. We call it CQ. It's continuous qualification.
You guys are like a Tesla.
Yeah.
That gets updates every
Yeah,
day. on,
every
new
year.
shit the
Yeah.
Teslas learned. you know?
Every year or so we go back, and this year we talked about So it takes like a year or so for the investigation to go out, and
Okay.
they study all the stuff that went down, and we studied the one that went down in Houston
And
this year.
the black box is real?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an orange box, right? Or
Yeah, it is an orange box,
And that just has like all the data. What exactly does that?
It's orange?
It
Yeah,
is
so
an
they
orange-
can
so
find
they
it.
can find it easier. Yeah,
What
yeah.
Why the fuck
what,
they call it a black box?
It's a really good question.
It might have used to been black or something.
They
What-
changed the color we can't find these things?
Do you guys know about that extensively? Like what sort of data it gathers?
Yes. Yes. So, and we get the airlines get those back even on non-crashes.
Okay.
So they can tell if you were,
Non-crash.
yeah. So if you were
Hoping
too,
to be on a lot of non-crashes
exactly,
flights.
yeah. If you were too high on an
Exclusively.
approach or too fast or
Oh, so it's kind of like keeps you in check a little
yeah,
bit.
it does. So if you were too high and you continued to do the landing and you weren't supposed to, it'll tell you. The company will get an email and be like, hey, you shouldn't have done this.
That's super interesting.
Has that happened to you before, Austin?
No, it has not yet.
Attaboy.
Hopefully it doesn't
How
happen.
long you been doing it?
About 3 years.
Cool.
3 years. I just upgraded to captain, so
Congratulations.
I'll be in charge of one of your flights, maybe.
That'd be great.
Do you fly less as a captain, or do you?
No,
same-
probably more.
more.
Yeah, there's less of us out there.
So
at
you're the
my level.
captain and there's a co-pilot.
Yeah, captain, first officer.
First officer.
It's the same thing.
And the captain is doing who pushes the thing forward.
Both either one.
Together?
Whoever's leg it is. So
What does that mean?
we alternate each flight. So if we're doing Houston to Dallas and then Dallas to Houston, the captain will fly one leg, the first officer will fly the next leg.
Oh, okay.
The only difference is essentially
Is
The
it fun
last
to push
say.
the thing forward?
yeah.
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 And the plane, you can feel the engines rev, and it
Yeah.
just takes off.
It is.
It's
fun.
got to be great.
It's always fun.
There's not a steering wheel up there, is there?
No, so there's a control wheel. It's called a yoke that you use in the air, and then there's we call it a tiller that controls the wheel on the ground to help you drive around on the ground.
Okay.
So when the plane starts banking to the left,
Yeah.
are you typing in coordinates, or are you actually turning,
If the
wheel.
if the autopilot's on, you're just
telling it
where to go,
and then it does it?
or it's following a flight plan that you've already.
It's
put
not
in.
up there. You're not up there I think this feels right. I'm turning left enough.
I know a shortcut.
Typically, we hand fly from the ground up to about 20,000 feet. Is hand flown, and then the autopilot comes on most of the time until the.
So some of those early turns are you guys.
are us, yeah,
You're just Austin has the wheel.
yeah.
Oh, that's got to be
Yeah.
fun.
This could be a sensitive question, but do you think there will ever come a day where pilots are obsolete, where planes will just fly themselves?
I think that they will try to make.
Called drones, Trent.
Yeah,
Right?
I think they will try and make that a thing, but I don't think that it'll happen.
Okay.
There's
I hope it doesn't happen.
planes are
Me too, for the
planes are all computers. So if Like, think about how many times your computer just like doesn't work for some reason.
Constantly.
True,
Like-
and somebody could hack a plane and
Yeah,
see you
so
later.
there always has to
Sure.
be at least one person
No
up there
bueno.
for that.
Okay.
In my opinion, we'll see. Congress, don't allow that to happen.
They would have to pass some sort of like
Yeah.
autopilot robot law.
Well, and I think a lot of the cargo companies like FedEx and stuff are trying to make it one
Sonny,
pilot.
that's the robot from iRobot, Sonny.
Sonny?
The one that he has like feelings and stuff.
Yeah. He's like, what does he say? He's like, can you draw a painting? Can you put together a symphony? He says, can you? And Will Smith's like, fuck you, Sonny. Fuck you, dude.
Dude, that is a great line. What a
How-
moment from that movie.
Fucking
I haven't seen
Sonny.
that movie
you?
in years.
That's a really good movie.
We got to talk about Curve real quick, all right?
You doing all right, Austin?
I'm doing great.
I think you've been crushing
I'm
this,
doing
by the
great.
way.
Thanks.
This is my favorite interview I've ever done, man.
It's all like it's interesting stuff. Usually we're like, who's going to live? Who's not going to live?
So you guys are right.
Now it's like,
That's
yeah,
what we're gonna do too, by the way.
we are.
Traders.
you
are gonna
guys,
live.
yeah, because
Oh.
you guys are up in your little cockpit, and we like can't see you, so we don't. It's like such a mystery what goes on up there.
Yeah, we're just having these conversations.
You have like snacks up there.
Yeah, most of the time we have snacks. Bring snacks.
Fuck yeah.
If you want to buy snacks and get points for it, you can use Curve. Instead of taking control of your finance. Oh no, not instead of. That'd be. You don't want to go the other direction. Interested in taking control of your finances, managing them in one place, no matter whether it's dollars or crypto, and earning extra rewards on top. Let me introduce you to Curve. Curve combines your entire wallet into a single card, and this Curve credit card and app will change your life forever. Look, I'm on the road for 6 straight weeks. We pretty much all are. And I'm going to be racking up the points and using my Curve credit card because it brings everything, consolidates everything into one card, all your debit cards, all your credit cards. Make sure that you get the maximum points for each usage, and then also gives you the points for the Curve itself. So you'd be crazy not to use it. Curve lets you earn cash back on your Curve card plus your current credit and debit cards, which I just explained. Go to curve.com/barstool to enter their wait list. I believe the wait list is ending on Wednesday. So when this puppy comes out, you guys will be one day away from the wait list is out. You can be in. Go to curve.com/barstool. A lot is coming in the future with Curve and Barstool, so sign up early. Terms and conditions apply. That's curve.com/barstool.
I got a text from Frankie Borelli that just says, I'm in a bad place. So
What do you-
we might not see him again. Who knows?
You got like food poisoning or
He
something?
might have. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've got any more
pretty much-
pilot questions. I think you've covered a lot with us.
Do you have any aviation ambitions?
I'll work for any of the big three, like American, Delta,
Is that
United.
like
but
that's the prize? Is to work
Yeah.
for one of the big three?
I think the ultimate. A lot of people love FedEx. FedEx is probably the
Is that
highest,
right?
highest paying airline out there.
But you
like
were saying that it's an airline pilot is the second highest paid profession in the country.
Yeah, I believe recently we became like the second highest paid profession in
You
the
guys
country,
deserve it.
behind
They
doctors.
do. If we're paying anybody, it's these guys.
Look, I took 92 flights last year. I appreciate you guys.
Well,
you guys
and-
mean a lot. Jesus take the wheel. I do that all the time.
He's just running out
Here
here.
comes
Oh,
Frankie.
here comes Brother.
Here's a stupid question. Could you fly a helicopter if you had to?
No,
Okay.
Really?
I actually want to learn to fly a helicopter, but
Are those more dangerous? It feels like.
I think so.
Those
They don't
go
make sense.
down.
They don't make sense to me.
Me neither.
Like, how do they fly?
I agree with
But-
you. I mean, if you're asking that question, I have no idea.
I would like to learn to fly a
Hey,
helicopter.
Frankie.
one day.
Hey guys.
How'd that go?
Oof, it was a battle.
I
in
read
there.
your text on here. You just said you're in a bad place, but now you're out here.
It was one of those where like I thought I could have sat there forever because you just don't like you don't feel
When's
like
it done?
You're like, when's it done? Then sometimes you just gotta just like end it. You know what I'm talking about? You just gotta fucking just like it's over. I ain't sitting here anymore. I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Clean myself up, and we're just gonna go. Things
Okay.
are gonna be okay.
We're
I
happy to
took a
have you
risk.
Yeah, and then
We're
30
back.
minutes later, you're back in there.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say. Do you think what are the? It's not.
I'll be back there in
100%.
a half an hour.
Yeah. It's not 100% that you
No.
won't leave the show again. And go.
It wasn't a goodbye. It was a see you later. What have we been talking about?
A lot of pilot stuff. Do you have any questions for us?
Oh, questions for you
Frankie,
guys.
we're talking helicopters. Trent asked if he thought he could fly a helicopter if he really had to.
No.
He said absolutely not.
Dude, helicopters are insane.
Yeah, they don't make sense.
I'm not a big fan of helicopters. I
I
feel
mean,
a lot more turbulence.
It is kind of cool that they can land wherever they want to and take off wherever they want to.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
they're
much
definitely
so.
cool, but that
Cool.
inherently I think is more dangerous.
Isn't it crazy that like I've always thought like all right, the propellers go, they're whipping, and that thing's just grounded, and then what? It just like lifts it like the
Propellers.
angle of it just changes and
Yeah.
then it just flies.
What's the you
crazy.
missed his
That is
hand.
true.
You missed his hand description,
Yeah.
but that's all that it does is they take the hand from flat and just kind of raise it up.
That's
And
it?
Yeah, and then it starts lifting up.
I feel like those things go down. I also am always amazed at people that just run underneath it while the things are whipping so fast.
Crazy.
Feels
Yeah.
like, I mean,
It's got
I
to be
don't
the
know.
biggest fan in the world. Like
Yeah,
the most
that's, like,
powerful
scary.
fan
Yeah.
out there.
scary for me. Choppers, I don't know. I don't know about choppers. Get to the chopper.
Yeah, no,
You know,
I
something I never really realized until recently. I mean, the airlines have been so crazy, so many delays, so
Your
many
flight got
cancellations.
canceled.
My flight got canceled. I think I'm pivoting to an 8:30
Tonight?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
um,
You mean just booking another one?
yeah, pivoting. What I never really thought about was like, all right, if we're like on the tarmac and like, or we're taxiing and we're like in this line, and you're like, fuck, like every update the pilot gives me, it's like another worse one. Like that pilot's on the plane too. Like you guys
Yeah.
are fucking getting delayed also. Like
Yes.
that's brutal. And I never really thought of it that way until recently, where I'm like, I was getting
Look
so
at you
angry.
putting yourself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's new.
Well, and that's
What
so
do you mean that's new?
we
I
don't
have
get
great appreciation.
we don't
for
get
all
paid.
types of workers and all that shit. I like to complain a lot of times, but I never like I sat there and I'm like, that's fucking brutal. I'm still mad. That's not gonna change. I'm still mad.
Steaming mad.
But like, how rattled do you guys get like when you're in the cockpit and you're like, fuck.
Well, it depends
Another hour
on
of this.
depends on if it's go home day or not. It's like, am I going home or am I not? But no, we don't get paid until the doors closed and we've started pushing back essentially.
Okay.
So if we're delayed in the airport, we are not happy, just as you are not happy.
Oh, so you guys kind of like when you guys are waiting on the runway?
Not really. It's like because
Why? The clock's ticking.
the clock is ticking, but we also like want to get to where we're going.
Sure,
right?
but money's money, dude.
Yeah, but we
That's
might
not-
have 18 hours in Nashville. Like,
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
like I'd rather
'Cause you
get
missed like the next one because
Yeah.
you waited there. Okay, I see.
I'd rather get to the next location, or we might be going home. If
Is
we're
there
going
ever a scenario where you can like kind of give a flight to a guy and he gives you one? Like, hey man, I got to get back. Like, can I take your flight and you take mine?
Cover
yeah,
my
there is.
shift.
We have
There's
like
covering shifts.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. That happens a lot.
Really?
Well, and
So
especially
you just
like
get a text like, "Yo, can you fly like the 11:30 tomorrow?"
we have
It's,
like
crazy.
on our company website we have like you can post your trips for
Okay.
trade or pickup or whatever.
Is there like a law that you can't? I don't know. Like when I used to work, I was a security guard and I worked with truckers, and like they could only drive for 12 hours, and then they got to sit for 12 hours. Is there anything like that with pilots?
Yeah, there's a lot of like we can only be on duty for a certain amount of time. And then
Happened
we're-
to us.
Fucked by that rule.
Yeah.
It
before.
happened to us and like coming home from the Masters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going from Augusta National to Chicago, right?
Yeah, we had to sleep on our cocks in the fucking
Yep.
Atlanta airport.
They're like, "Hey guys, sorry, like
a great
this
airport.
flight's gotten delayed too much. It was
Zero.
like 12 o'clock, and like we got to go home." Per
Yeah.
the
Dude, they
rules.
were trying to race basically. They were like, if we don't leave in the next like 15 minutes, then we have to get a new crew, and it's 1 a.m. There are no other crews, so you guys are screwed. And then we couldn't.
We
take
actually
off
got off
time.
the plane.
So they had to, right. We had to get off the plane. They tried to find another crew. We're like, what do you mean find another crew? It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
I was watching.
Where's the cruisers
I was watching
hanging out at
Bridesmaids
Chili's?
last
No.
night or 2 nights ago, and
hanging out at Chili's. I'm
and
gonna
they
get a phone
say in
charger
the
over
plane, you're going to the bathroom. Oh, and she says that there's someone on there's an air marshal on every single flight. Is there any truth to that?
No, not on every flight. There's not an air marshal on every flight. And when there
Just enough to like make you not know when there is.
when
one?
there is an air marshal, there's always two of them.
Why is that?
One sits in first class, one sits in the back.
And it's
I
just
don't-
randomized.
Yeah, it's just random. They a lot of times they go to like high sensitive areas. Like if you're going to DC, there's going to be a lot of air marshals on those
A
flights.
lot of New York flights, you think?
Yeah, probably. And like especially if there's like a big event happening, there'll be more.
Will
air
you
marshals.
know if there is one or just?
Yeah, they have to let us know up
Okay.
front, and then they look like. I have a friend that is an air marshal, and like they dress to the airline. So like if they're on a Delta flight sitting first class, they're gonna dress like someone on Delta sitting first class. If they're on a Spirit flight in the back, they're gonna dress
No way.
like they'd be on. Yeah.
Wow.
So
You're
you
gonna
have
dress
no
like
idea.
trash.
I'm not saying that. I just how a Spirit passenger would dress.
Definitely have to blur his name.
I like Spirit. I would
Take their money.
take their.
I
money,
flew
yeah.
Spirit once. It was fine.
I never did.
I've never done it.
Really?
Yeah.
Southwest, I'm starting to be out on. I used to not be that negative on Southwest, but I'm pretty out on.
I just think like I understand that we're all adults and we can just get in line and all sit down, but I also think we should just be assigned a seat, and like if I just buy a seat that's more expensive than yours, I just get a better seat and like all that stuff.
I don't disagree with that.
I kind of got lucky one time. Like I definitely booked a flight. I booked because you can book different like
Tiers.
and you just get better access. But still, like I was late to get on my plane, and like I just got lucky and sat in like the second seat on a fucking Southwest flight. And I'm like, I just got lucky today. Like that's just like that's not acceptable.
You could have showed up on time.
I could have.
Yeah, and you would have had a good seat anyway.
All right.
Just give me my seat.
Tell me where to sit.
Anything else?
Austin, you got any thoughts on live golf?
Do you want to fly in space? Do you have any like ambitions
No.
for that? Like if they start moving these things above the atmosphere?
No, not really.
Space scares you.
That sounds like more training I'd have to do. I don't really want to do that.
hate
You guys
doing the
train a
training?
lot.
It's just a lot. Like it's like going back to school again.
That's crazy to me that you don't want to just go a little bit further. You're right up there, man. Just a
I
little bit
get all the
further.
views I want to see.
What kind of views do you get up there?
Some really good ones.
Really?
Yeah,
What's the best view you've seen, you think?
Oh, yeah.
The Rockies in the winter is really nice.
I bet.
Like
Is
on
your
a
view
clear
way
day.
better than ours?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you got the whole.
The whole front.
Yeah.
Talk to me about flying or landing in the fog. No, it doesn't matter.
I mean, so we have like approaches is what they call them, and so we can go down as low as like 100 feet technically. So you don't get to see the runway until the last 100 feet.
Oh yeah,
And then you
I've
have-
experienced that.
yeah,
I mean,
so
I
then
can't
it's
imagine
like-
what that looks like in your fucking from your.
It's pretty
vantage point.
quick. It's pretty quick.
Where is it? Ah!
Yeah.
So you're just trusting the computer to be like, yeah, this is exactly where we're going to go in the next 100 feet.
Well, we're not. So at that point, we're not flying a little bit of GPS, but mostly not computers.
Okay.
It's like they're like precision radars, essentially. I guess
Okay.
you could call them that you're tracking.
Okay.
And then they bring you down to 100 feet, and if you don't see it, then you just go back up in the air and try again.
Air traffic control, is that a crazy job?
Yeah, I think it's. I think they're one of the most stressful jobs in the country. They have like one of the highest alcoholism rates too.
Can't imagine.
Yeah, but
Is that
they're
right?
Yeah.
How in contact are you with them through, let's say, like this flight tonight, San Francisco to JFK? Like, how many times are you talking to them?
Pretty much the entire flight. Probably every 30 minutes of the flight, you're talking to someone or switching over to another controller the whole way.
I'm always amazed that planes don't just crash into each other more often.
Well, we have radar on our planes, like not really radar, but we can see other planes on our planes, and then they have their radar that can tell us where other planes are as
It's
well.
just still amazed it doesn't happen more often. You guys are going fast.
And you're all taking like the same route.
Yeah, pretty much. But then they just like they'll slow us down and speed us up to like keep the spacing in between us.
What about that line? What about that fucking line that you guys say? Hey, we're going to pick up the speed here and get you guys there faster. Like, why don't we just do that all the time?
Yeah.
Is that a pilot like a hack to like make us all be like, yeah, he's trying hard?
No, I mean sometimes it's like if everyone's going to Atlanta at the same time, like you can't go faster because they can't have 1,000 planes show up at the same time.
I see.
That's interesting.
So they see a pocket and they're like, all right, we're going to gun it
Yeah.
here because we can get, like today we got lucky. Like there's an opening in like 20 minutes earlier that we saw.
Or a lot of times there's waves, like Atlanta will have a wave from like 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. But if you're the one that's getting in at 8 a.m., like you're the first one in line,
just go.
you can go faster.
Do airlines
that
do
makes
airlines
so much
pack
sense.
on longer times for how long the duration of the flight's going to be just so that they can say that they got you there faster?
Some of them do,
Okay.
like
That's always
Southwest.
been like
I
a
actually appreciate that.
Southwest does that a lot.
Like my flight out here
like I
was,
wish my GPS is on my car would just lie to me a
Well,
little bit.
and sometimes like in the winter, the times are built to have to like de-ice or things like that. And then if it's a day you don't have to de-ice, that's like 30 minutes that
Yeah.
like you're gonna get there earlier now because you didn't have to do that.
Is there like a maneuver that you like more than another one? Like, do you love like climbing up to the left or something like that? Is there something that you feel like that's awesome to you?
No, I like landings are just fun because we get to do those. Like they're fun. It's like it's challenging all the time. Like it's
What
want
about
to
those
land?
videos of the ones where they're whipping and they land sideways? Have you ever had to like land anything?
Yeah, we've had
crazy
like
that?
some crosswind landings are pretty crazy, but
Do you trust the coordinates and shit, or what do you do?
no, like that. Like most of the time
all
on
feel?
landing is just like visual and feel and like
That's
experience.
unacceptable.
Just told me you work
That's
with idiots, dude.
feel is
They're good at what
Have you
they
had-
do though.
What about the times
The
when
only
you
word I
have
was
to
looking
land and then you go back up?
Yeah, so like most of the time.
Have you ever
it's-
had to do that?
Yeah, most of the time it's just like most of the time you don't touch down when you're doing that. Like that's kind of rare to actually touch down. But it's either you didn't see the runway or like something happened, like somebody crossed the runway
Okay.
like when they weren't supposed
I did
to.
that in
things like
Miami
that.
once. The only time it's ever happened to me.
It's like going up on a roller coaster and going back down. It's not a good
It
stuff.
was pretty scary. And then because the pilot for like the next 30 or 45 seconds is like taking off again, you know? So
Yeah.
he wasn't really worried about talking to us. He was just like flying the plane and making sure we took off again. So we're all there like, didn't we just try to land? And we're in the sky now? And then it was like a minute and a half later, comes out, he's like, so we're going to try that again. It's like, okay. Whew, that shit's fucking scary, man.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's probably the most
Airline
nerving part.
Pretty cool job you got.
That is cool.
You fly, man. That's really crazy. Like, you're doing the craziest things humans can do.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
I'd assume.
Like, that's as crazy. That's the craziest thing I can think of.
And the craziest thing about flight is that it's become incredibly safe. Like, you know what I mean?
Very much so.
It's an incredible thing to do, but it's apparently super duper safe. Way safer than driving a car.
Do you think we've
That's what
gotten
they say,
too
yeah.
complacent, though? Like, it's the year 2022, and we're still flying similar to the same way we flew, like, the 1940s?
Newer
Has it gotten
planes,
that crazy different?
newer planes, better technology
Okay.
in the planes.
Shouldn't we be going, like, 2,000 miles an hour at this point?
There were planes that did like go faster than the speed of sound, but they make a lot of noise.
Oh, yeah. I think I watched a YouTube video on
And
this.
they're very expensive.
It's
so.
a noise thing? That's
Well,
what
because
it
like
is?
when they break the sound barrier, it like pops, and they're not as like long lasting and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like residents around like where it would pop would like go crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a bomb's being dropped.
It's very loud.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Everybody go see Top Gun.
Good movie.
haven't seen it. I'm going to see it soon.
You
Go
need
see
to
it in the
it.
movie theater, man. You
I
don't
know.
want it to come.
I know.
You
You'll
don't want
walk
to watch it
out-
on your
you'll walk
dinky
out with a
fucking
mustache.
Sony or whatever. You want to watch it in the
You
movie
got
theater.
mustache. You got
I-
nice.
I
That's
do.
a big pilot thing, right?
Yeah, this was more for this.
For the interview?
No, for the classic.
Do you wear aviators, or is that?
I do
cliche?
not. No, I don't.
I got aviators on right now.
You do.
They're nice. Shady Rays.
I'm actually an anti-sunglasses guy. I don't know why.
I'm kind of with you there.
Yeah, I just
wish
don't
I
wear
could get into
sunglasses.
them. I think it fucks with my like depth perception. Specifically,
Yeah, I got to figure out how to pile sunglasses on top of my glasses, or I get prescription sunglasses and I give up.
yeah. At that point,
It's like, what am I doing?
just get LASIK.
Maybe.
All right.
Austin, this has been a real pleasure.
was
my
fun.
friend.
Yeah, thanks for having
I
me.
enjoyed this a
Ho-
lot.
Hopefully, I was better than Steph Curry, but probably
Dude,
not.
think about that. That chair was brought out here for Steph
Probably
Curry,
not.
and we got you.
That's true, man.
And I honestly think that you're like equally as interesting.
I highly doubt that. He just
I mean,
won a
we
world
know a lot
championship.
about Steph Curry. We know he's the best basketball player like of all time. We know he's a fucking champion. We don't know like what pilots do. That's like, pretty interesting.
of all time.
He's up there.
No,
Okay.
probably
Best
not-
shooter of
he's
all
not the best
time,
player of all
right?
time.
Best shooter of all
Probably
time.
best
I was
shooter.
trying to give Ray Allen some credit. I thought Trent was just tossing Ray Allen to the fucking to the birds.
No, I'm saying
He said that Steph Curry changed the 3-point shooting game. I'm pretty sure guys have done that before.
he
Steph Curry.
changed the way that 3-point shooting is perceived. Like if you went to a gym, people were like, I want to dunk. That's all I want to do. And then when Steph came along, they're like, let's shoot from right before half court and see what happens.
Yeah.
He made that cool. That's what I was saying. Ray Allen's a great shooter. He was the greatest shooter until Steph came along.
Yeah.
For sure.
So true. Steph's insane, but you were awesome.
You really were.
Thanks. I
Austin the
appreciate
pilot.
it. Yep.
Tthink you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you sticking around.
I think I
And your
what-
partner, too. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Well, we're about
What's
to
your
play
name?
another round.
Oh,
What's your
amazing.
name?
So
Jackson.
Jackson.
Would you guys fly with Austin?
Yes.
I would too.
I don't really have much of a choice.
yeah, you don't.
All right, Austin.
All right,
Shit's
thanks,
fucking-
guys.
Thanks, pal.
Thank you, Austin.
Appreciate it.
Really
Fly
appreciate
safe,
it.
you know. Safe flight.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's
Hopefully to
just,
see you back at the Classic next year. You guys come back.
he's just going to fly home.
Awesome. Appreciate the time,
Good shit,
Austin.
dude. That was awesome.
That was really fun. I really like that. What a nice guy.
Remember Barstool Radio segments we used to do, Frankie? When we would just do people call in and tell us about their
Interesting
jobs.
jobs,
Yeah. Myrtle Beach. We're talking a lot about trips, vacations, golf.
This
golf
reminds me
capital
of
of the
Myrtle
world.
Beach.
Yeah.
Just I can hear the ocean. I can feel the breeze. You know, I'm in a hoodie, but you can wear a t-shirt. It's summer, baby. And when I think of Myrtle Beach, I think of summer. I think of vacation. I think about golf. I think about having fun with my friends. I think about being outside, not being stuck inside a city apartment or an office. I think about being out in the wilderness, in the beach area. Like, let's go. We're going to be there.
Picking a golf course and planning a golf trip can be hard, but the golf nuts from Golf Trek can help you. So you want to get to the point Frankie's talking about where you're there, you're doing it, t-shirt, beach, golf, all that. You probably don't want to have to grind over the planning of it. These guys have more than 100 years of golf experience and booked more than 1 million rounds in Myrtle Beach.
It's a big number.
Million?
They booked over 1 million rounds of golf.
1 million
That's-
rounds of golf.
That's like 450 million hours of golf, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
4.5 times.
no.
Wait.
I thought they said 100 million at first. I was like,
So
wow.
4.5 million
That'd be 4.5 million
hours.
hours of golf
Yeah.
that they've booked.
That's a lot.
Oh my God. Golf Track features a team of golf nuts who will get you exclusive rates for Myrtle Beach courses and make sure you and your buddies have the trip of a lifetime. They got all kinds of access to lodging options that any company will get you, like a beachfront home with 8 bedrooms, game rooms, and pool tables, 70-inch TVs. So make sure you visit Myrtle, MyrtleBeachGolfWeekend.com and talk to a local golf nut. That's MyrtleBeachGolfWeekend.com, MyrtleBeachGolfWeekend.com, MyrtleBeachGolfWeekend.com. You can talk to a golf nut. They're going to get you hooked up.
Yep.
4.5 million hours
That's a lot.
of golf that they've booked. Matt Wolff, friend of the program, we did blind golf with him not that long ago, is going to the Live Golf Tour. Carlos Ortiz, the number 2 amateur out of Oklahoma State, number 2 ranked amateur. Eugenio Chacara, I believe is his name.
I think that's right.
Okay.
All are the most recent commits to Live Golf. I will say we've gotten quite a few questions about friends of the program going to Live Golf and what we do or say or think about. Pat Perez comes to mind. Matt Wolff comes to mind. Graham McDowell comes to mind. Abraham Answer we've had a fun history with come to mind. They've all gone to Live Golf. I'm going to say this. Obviously, much like Phil Mickelson said, I respect their decision to do whatever they like. I completely can understand it, making all kinds of money. I'm disappointed. Not necessarily in them as people, but disappointed they won't be a part of the PGA Tour. Disappointed they won't be at the events that I like to watch all the time. Disappointed that they won't be part of President's Cups and Ryder Cups. So again, I completely understand it. I don't really hold any like ill will towards really anyone because I think I get completely where it's coming from. I might make a different decision myself in the same shoes, and I'm disappointed overall. But I think we've talked at great length about how we understand that somebody puts an offer in front of you for generational type wealth. I think every person on earth can understand taking it. So that's sort of my stance on it.
I think that's well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, just doesn't change my perception on them as a person at all. At the end of the day, it's business decisions. They have a lot. The more that we've been in this world, we realize how much bigger it is to be in their position. You have so many people that you have to worry about, and it all falls on your shoulders to like not only just make yourself successful, but also the people around you successful, and they're paying mortgages and they're putting their kids through college, and you've got caddies and managers. The list goes on and on and on. So I don't think the decision falls lightly on any of them to like take a stand for morality or whatever. I think they're just like, I got to do what's best for my family and their families and the people around me, and it's just getting a little normalized at this point, which is obviously not the ideal situation. It's a fucked up situation. The whole thing's just fucking, it's like, I'm just not in any position to say that like Abraham Answer or Matthew Wolff's a bad guy. So
no.
I agree with what you're saying. It's just, yeah. Hopefully they can figure out what's going on with Ryder Cup and stuff, because the younger guys that are all moving over there, if we just start losing these guys to Live, like that's going to really be a shame. You know what I mean? Like if more people start going over there and like there's not a lot to play in the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup,
Sucks.
That's going to suck.
Yeah, it's going to suck that they're in. And for the European team, I mean, there's a bunch of guys that
Bunch of them.
that are.
You lose Ian Poulter, even though we hate Ian Poulter.
Bunch of
it's
veteran
like,
guys.
Ian Poulter not being. I don't know if he was going to be involved anymore because they got their fucking.
They're getting close to being like out, but like Sergio is the winningest.
Sergio.
He has the most points collected, I think, in the history of the Ryder Cup individually.
Yeah, him and Lee, they're like stalwarts of the European Ryder Cup. So they are at a point, especially after getting their dicks kicked in by the USA the last time, they're probably looking for a sea change. But like, those are still big names that like you can't even be like, you couldn't be an assistant captain if you like a Sergio or a Lee Westwood couldn't be. If I'm understanding it correctly.
Yeah,
Dustin
and think about this, like
Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau. It's just they're not going to be involved.
And think about
it's crazy to me.
It's nuts, and think correct, because those guys are young. They're our studs. They're our stars. And
3, 4, 5 hitters.
Think about right. I mean, DJ went 5-0 at
those are
Whistling
our
Straits.
That's our Aaron Judge,
5-0.
John Carl Stanton, and fucking Rizzo right there.
That's
crazy.
not on our team.
That's part of it that sucks. Where it's like they knew that, so they were just
they
like,
might
fuck
know.
it, I don't want to do the Ryder Cup then. I'm just gonna take this.
Maybe
money.
they're just calling the bluff. Maybe they think that they're still going to play.
Hasn't
They
worked
might be
out.
right.
Maybe
They could be right.
Time will tell.
But yeah, if you look on the European side, and again, that it's not a done deal. European Tour or DP World Tour, it is now. There's a lot of rumors swirling that they're going to partner in some capacity with Live Golf. They came out this past week. They had the BMW Championship, I believe, is in Munich. I saw our new friend Billy Horschel, who's posting all about playing over in Munich. I laugh at when I see him now. I like all his stuff. I'm like, oh, that's our guy Billy. But
It's amazing when you know somebody, you read the stuff that they're associated with or their tweets or their comments in a different tone.
Yeah.
Every single word.
Like now I just read them in a lighter, like good-hearted tone. Billy.
Instead of a
He's been
crazy
saying
like
the same
lunatic.
things for 20 years.
The DP World Tour released a statement before the BMW Championship saying they are not going to ban or not allow the people that are in Live to play, so they're all allowed to play. So it does seem that there's a more likely chance that the Ryder Cuppers from the European side might not be affected, or at least not to
That
the
would
same
be
degree.
interesting. I didn't know that that's possible. I thought like the Ryder Cup as a general would all decide. I didn't know that like one team could be like, yeah, we'll take the bad guys, and the other teams.
Yeah, because it is really interesting. Like when the Ryder Cup is in Europe, it is run and operated by the European Tour.
Right.
And when it is run in the United States, it's run by the PGA of America. And so it's really interesting, like how that all works and the profit sharing and the power and everything's really interesting how that works.
So technically, if the European Tour would agree to allow them to play, all the guys from either team, USA, and this is just us like guessing, they would be able to just play like even like Dustin Johnson and Brooks. But then when they played at Bethpage, they wouldn't be allowed. That'd be interesting.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't know. No, not within each team. I don't.
Okay.
think, right? Like I think Team USA is run by PGA of America.
Gotcha.
Just like the logistics and all that. So I think they would make a call either way. But it would be tough. Like if the European Tour is like, hey, we're allowing it. We don't give a shit. These guys are going to be our captains. They're going to be our players for decades to come. And then the PGA Tour were like, we're still banning all these guys. And then the PGA of America is in a tough spot where they'd be like, are we aligned with the PGA Tour? Do we need to be? Can we just let people play because it's the Ryder Cup and this is how we make all of our money, so we're just going to do it? That'll be fascinating to see.
Very much
fascinating
so.
to see. But the President's Cup, which is coming up, is run by the PGA Tour, and the PGA Tour has been very clear that they are not going to basically allow, clearly, these guys. So it'll be fun to watch. Have to shout out Brandel, who I love Brandel. But he had a tweet that was just wrong, that he's getting dunked upon by everyone that's pro-live, essentially.
Okay.
He quote tweeted somebody talking about Charles Schwartzel winning. He's the one that won the London event.
Oh, is that who it was?
Winning $4.7 million. And he quote tweeted this person talking about it and said, but Schwartzel didn't quote laser win unquote $4.7 million because, as it turns out, all the winnings went against his guarantee, which was never noted on air, proving once again that his Saudi regime with MBS heading the PIF fund are slow to or don't pay. That turned out to be wrong, as everyone said.
So wait, what was his point? What was he making?
What Brandon was saying is that he didn't win the money. He's like, if he was guaranteed $25 million to come over there and he wins 4.7, that just is taken out of his guarantee.
So now he's just owed $21 million if he doesn't win another event.
Is what Brandon was saying,
Right.
and that turned out to just be wrong. They're like, no, that's all like bonus. You win that money.
Yeah, I don't think that's not how that works.
So a lot of people, like Lee West would have bought, and people were piling on.
They're ready. They're like,
Brandon's
this guy-
shooting from the hip right now. He's on the front lines. He's unloading the clip, and he's going to miss a couple times.
That's what happened.
Totally.
He's missing, the people. He's missing a couple times, and that is what it is. And he's fighting. He's fighting what he thinks is the good fight.
Totally.
Couldn't agree more.
You're allowed to do that.
I could not agree more. That's exactly kind of what he's been doing. So yeah, the live golf. I mean, Matt Wolff out. I don't think that's surprising.
No, he's a good kid too, and I don't think he made that decision lightly. I don't think that he wants to have his reputation tarnished. I think that it was probably there's a lot of things that probably went into it. Like I see
Wonder
him
what kind
as
of
like
money they give him.
probably a lot, dude. And he's a proud guy. Like I feel like he's a competitive college golfing. He knows what it's all about.
Go
He knows
Pokes.
the legacy. Go Pokes. I mean, so a lot of that probably went into that decision. Probably didn't take it lightly. He probably respects the PGA Tour and all that stuff. So I like Matty Wolff. I think like every interaction we've ever had with him has been unbelievable. The video that he did with us on YouTube was insane. The fact that he took that much time and effort into do one of our dumb, just blindfolded videos is hilarious. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. So yeah. I don't change anything about Matty Wolff. It is surprising though.
I agree. That's why it's just disappointing. Not his necessarily even like decision. It's just disappointing the situation.
Yeah.
That's why I do like agree a lot of times. People say it's worse for golf because it's like splitting these
I'm
guys
just never
up.
going to
Like,
see these guys.
I'm not going to watch Matt Wolff play this
You're
weekend
gonna
in
see him
fucking
like
Portland. Who
4 or
cares?
5 times a year, right? Like majors
For majors,
and-
yeah. But I'm just never going to see these guys again. They're like going to like
how many
a different
cuts has
school.
like Matthew Wolff like made?
It's true, and he hasn't been playing a ton. That's true.
Yeah, he's kind of had a weird couple of years. But I'm just talking generally about all of them. Like,
And we're just not going to get him like his resurgence of him, and then he like wins the Memorial or something. Like we're not going to get that.
somebody was saying something interesting too about like the really young guys that go, like the unproven college guys. Like it's hard to become a star without context, and we don't know like what is a live tournament and like what is the talent level, and like it's with the PGA Tour it's easy to see because we've just been used to it and we know all the good guys play on the PGA Tour. So it's like if a guy wins a tournament, you think that guy's fucking good. Now you go over to live and it's more diluted and the competition isn't as high, so it's harder to build like young stars.
Yeah, it would be interesting if it's like whispers start getting around that this like Chikara guy's won like the last 3 events on the Live Tour. You know, it's how good is this guy?
It's gonna be up to like, unfortunately, the Brandles of the world to like keep tabs on like what that competition is, and they're gonna have to deliver it to the people during majors weeks and be like, listen, like there is another tour that's happening, and this guy has finished like T5 or better in his last 7 live events. He is like a favorite to win the fucking Open Championship. Like no one's been paying attention to it because they've been playing on YouTube, but like you guys need to understand that this Chikara kid is lighting up the Live Tour and he's going to win the Open. He should be the betting favorite. Like I wonder how they're gonna.
But that's the context you don't know. Like he's winning these live tournaments, but it's not the same.
It's not gonna be an easy job. But someone's job is going to be to have to Penn Sportsbook, Barstool Sportsbook is going to have to like weigh those odds about like odds on if they're going to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so much easier right now because
more
they're all playing the same competition.
It's far more unpredictable.
If a guy wins X amount of events on PGA Tour versus other guys, he has a better chance of winning the next tournament. They have no idea what that means, like winning the live event. That's going to be really hard.
Why the world rankings points thing is going to be interesting too.
Right. Who the fuck's going to do that?
Right, because they're going to, so the way I understand it, Liv applied for their events to be world ranking backed events, so they get world ranking points based on it. I don't think that decision has come through yet. So as of now, they don't get world ranking points for it. So I think the world ranking points are weighted by like strength of field and they like
and they
certain
accept
points
European
for
Tour
events.
They accept DP World events, everything.
Yeah, a lot of them. It depends on the event. There's actually a lot of controversy over which events because I remember like might have been like Alex Noren or something at one point got to like number 9 in the world. And I think a bunch of people were pissed about it because he was just playing on the European Tour. And everyone's like, this guy. So I don't know all those facts. That's not really what we do. We don't pay attention to that. But I know there's been controversy in the past about world ranking points. And then those get you into like WGC. And then if you just tee off at a WGC because you're top 50 in the world, you just are guaranteed $50K. And everyone's like, all these guys are making money by just playing on the European Tour and other tour events and going to weak field, getting world ranking points, and then just making a bunch of cash without really being a top 50 player in the world. So then now factoring in Live, because the big complaint now is that like the average world ranking there is like 100 something, and so it's like if you're playing that and you're playing really well over there, is that the same thing as being a top 15 guy on the PGA Tour?
Right, we don't know.
Does that make you a favorite going into the US Open? Like it's really tricky. What's not tricky is Buck Mason. Buck Mason's clothes, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, are second to none. They're timeless and never go out of style. Great name too. Buck Mason makes all the essentials: jeans, shirts, jackets, all my go-tos, and so much more. I brought some Buck Mason with me because we're going to be going out in Scotland.
I'm going to need some Buck Mason for Scotland. Is this going out where?
I brought it's going out where. Dude, let me tell you more about this, all right? Even after wearing them and putting them through the wash after wash after wash, they look just as good as when I first wore them.
Okay.
The Buck Mason. So I believe you bring these on a long trip, you might even look better the second time you wear them.
I'm making a note right now to make sure that I go on buckmason.com.
You go to buckmason.com/4, and what you're going to get, Frankie, at buckmason.com/4 is 15% off when you spend at least $100.
Done.
That's BUCKMASON.com/4 to get 15% off when you spend at least $100. Buckmason.com/4. I got to tell you guys something. I brought a button down and a sport coat on this trip.
Okay.
Are you packed right now for Scotland?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I got 6 straight weeks without going back to my home.
Holy shit. How the hell did you manage to pack for that?
Well, I was thinking, we were talking about it last night. I was thinking, like, if you could pack for like 2 weeks, you can pack for 6. Because you're just going to have to do laundry.
You're just
going to
have to do laundry.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And we all got our top 10 favorites, like Buck Mason, a bunch of mine are in there, right? So your top 5 or 10 favorite, like, shirts that you kind of rock. And then pants. I mean, I bought 3 or 4 pair of pants, a couple pair of shorts. I'm good to go. And I'm going to buy shit.
Big time.
I mean, we're going to go to fucking golf
Town.
courses in Scotland. I'm going to be up at Gamble Sands after this. Like, I'm going to buy cool shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ship stuff back. Again, go to buckmason.com/4, get 50% off. They got jean shirts, jackets, go-tos, much more. But I brought a sport coat because I wasn't sure if we were going to do like, we're going to be in St. Andrews. Are we going to do like some cool, fancy, like ancient shit that we're going to do? We're going to be like nice to look good. I brought a button down and a sport coat.
I hope so. I hope that we hit the town one night.
Me
hit
too.
The old town.
Is that the St. Andrews vibe? You got to wear a sport coat
Oh
somewhere?
no, but
No.
not
You
at all.
never
But
know.
I just wasn't sure if we were going to find ourselves in some kind of situation where it might be nice. And I didn't bring like a suit. I brought like almost like I'll look like
You could walk through the Garden City Men's Club with it.
right.
Well, no, sport coat is like a nice, timeless look where you can wear dark jeans, you can wear
Right.
like loafers, and you wear a nice collared shirt with a sport coat, or even a t-shirt with a sport coat if you got the body for it. Oof.
Fuck. I wasn't going to pack any of that stuff because I don't really have any of that stuff.
I just threw it in case. I don't know
I'll
that I'll
bring
actually
something
need
nice.
it, but I thought it'd be fun to gear up one night, maybe one situation. I don't know.
That
go
would
to
be
a
nice.
Nice lunch. Maybe wiggle our way into the R&A. Or, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know
we
what's
talked
gonna happen.
about what we're actually doing in Scotland.
I don't think so.
I don't know that we have. I do want to do something. I almost forgot that we got to plug Barstool Classic Toronto.
Holy shit.
yeah.
We're coming to Canada, eh?
People don't know about this. First time. We were supposed to do this pre-COVID. 2020. We were going to go to Toronto. COVID happened. We couldn't get into Canada for like years.
We just wanted to wait and see if you guys won a playoff series, but that didn't happen. So we're like, we're just going to fucking do it.
Don't be mean to the people
haven't won a
we're
playoff
about to
series
go
in my
hang out with.
lifetime.
That's an unnecessary shot. You don't think they feel that pain every fucking day?
Fuck that guy.
Especially this year when their
Not the
team was
Bears.
sick.
So good. You know, I actually finished second in my NHL bracket on NHL.com. The only team that fucked me, Toronto Maple Leafs. I had them going to like the third round, and they just couldn't even win a series. I thought this would for sure be the year. We are coming to the Great White North, Canada. I've been to Canada just once, and I went to the other side of Niagara Falls. Crazy little town.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on in that place.
Okay.
That's a weird part.
It's a good part if you're trying to get into something.
That's right.
A little something.
Yeah. Some
It's
shenanigans.
But I'm excited to get to Toronto. I've seen all the pictures. I've seen everything. Toronto looks like an amazing city. The Needle, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm a really, really big architecture fan. I like the fact that they have like their old Toronto. I've talked to some people about old Toronto where everything's like cobblestone and older buildings, and you got the Blue Jay
I've
Stadium.
spent quite a bit of time in Canada.
I'm excited about it, and I think the course
Love
that we're
Canada.
locking in, it's not determined yet. It's to be announced.
It's not
TBA.
officialized because we got to sign the contract, but it's looking really good.
We've got a course that I've talked to local Canadians, and they said that it is the best course. It's a top 100 Canada course. The place is fucking phenomenal, as pristine as it can get. Listen, when we announce this, do we have the date that we're announced that we're?
August 25th and 26th are going to be the actual events.
We got two of them.
You must have a Golf Canada handicap to be eligible, or a GIN handicap if you're coming from the United States of America. And tickets will go on sale Thursday. That is 2 days from when you're listening to this.
Wow.
At 12 o'clock Eastern Time.
Now, how many years has the Barstool Classic been running?
This is year 4.
This is year 4.
We just did our 64th Barstool Classic.
64 Barstool Classics. Every single year that this thing goes on sale, we tell people on that show prior, make sure that when we announce that date, Thursday at 12 o'clock Eastern Time.
Eastern Time, and I want people to know there's going to be a party the night of the 25th with The Score.
We've been saying this, the score is the best.
They're
the bets
awesome.
that they've been allowing us to do for all the tournaments, specifically the RBC Canadian Open, were awesome. The score is the best. If you're on the score, I've had the score, the app, for 10 years, and the fact that they're affiliated with Barstool now is insane. We've been saying for 64 events, every year that this thing goes live, just make sure that you're logged in the second the clock strikes 12.
That's right.
Because if you don't, you're getting locked out, and you're not going to make it. It's going to sell out. We're telling you this now. Send it to your buddies. Thursday, 12 o'clock Eastern, Toronto. We are doing 2 events. Make sure that you're ready by the computer. Don't take this lightly. Don't say, oh, I'm sure we'll get in last minute. You won't. You won't. You're not going to. It's a fact. You're not getting in. You have to get in at 12. You have to. Do it.
So here's what we're doing. That's BarstoolClassic.com on Thursday at noon. You can sign up. We got 2 stops, August 25th, 26th, Canada. We'll be up there. It's going to be awesome. I love Canada. Scotland trip. Ooh. So we're going over there for, I believe, 11 days, what it's looking like. We might stick around for the weekend and stay for the Open. We currently don't have credentials. We're working on that. And then also, after being there for 10, 11 days, we don't usually get a ton of great stuff on site at a tournament because we're not golf journalists. We're just us. So we were going to leave. We're thinking about staying. Tiger Woods, old course, the whole thing, 150th anniversary. We're not sure about that part yet. But the part we are sure about is we're going over with TaylorMade Golf. We have like a Mercedes Sprinter van.
We do?
That we're taking around the whole week. And we're staying at all these unbelievable accommodations. We're going and playing Prestwick, Dundonald, Crail, Dumbarton Links, Old Musselburgh Links. I think that's a handful now. We're going to be doing a travel series. We're doing a lot of fun local stuff in Scotland as well. We're going again with our friends at TaylorMade Golf. So there's going to be a lot. We're playing with an absolute megastar over there, not golfer, a megastar.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're going to
release that name.
I don't think we're going to
He's
announce
a footballer, and I think if you're a fan of Premier League soccer, you're not going to believe that we're playing with him.
I got in an argument with Zod at dinner last night about
Zod was heated.
where he is in the superstar world sport rankings, and he was like, "Yeah, I think he's a little higher than Tom Brady." And I was like, "Wow." Because this is a guy, I'm not a soccer fan. Fasoli's behind the camera, he's shaking his
But
head.
you're a Boston guy.
What is that? Oh,
Fasoli doesn't. He's not a good
Dude, I don't know
barometer
that we
for
know
this.
the gravity of
All I
what
know
European soccer players actually pull.
We looked up his Instagram followers, and he has more Instagram followers than Steph Curry.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's a big name.
No, this is a big boy. This is a big name. And something that I didn't really know anything going.
I knew nothing about this.
It's a big name. So anyways, we're playing those 5 courses, and then I will make a guarantee. That's like we're going to be over there 10, 11 days, and there's a lot that we're doing. But I will make a guarantee that I will be playing more than 5 rounds of golf.
Yeah, I mean, we're hearing that the sun doesn't set until like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing a lot more golf than advertised.
So my point to that is anyone who's out there who's got connections at certain places or places that we need to add to our thing in here and our little
just 4
itinerary.
of us.
4 of us. We're going to be over there. Lurch is coming with us. That you need to let us know because I have been over there once. It was really quick. For a quick weekend, I was alone. I was just in St. Andrews proper alone. Lurch had been over there a little bit, but he was a little bit more north. So we're not really that familiar. We're trying to play really cool golf. We got a bunch slated thanks to TaylorMade already. We're going to get more slated. But, yeah, we're going to be in Scotland for about 2 weeks, fellas. And I'm giddy. I'm
really excited.
Yeah, it's something that I never knew if I would ever actually be able to experience, but now we're just going. We're going for a long time. We're going to play a lot of golf. We're going to do a lot of Scottish things.
Scottish.
So
yeah, we're not
St.
just
Andrews,
golfing.
they say.
We're wearing kilts at one point.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to wear
We're-
kilts. Hey, they say, by the way,
learn-
they say St. Andrews. They don't say St. Andrews. They say St. Andrews.
St. Andrews?
St. Andrews.
We'll work on that.
St.
We're
Andrews.
gonna
We're gonna
learn how to
some
bet.
sheep.
We're gonna. I hope that we do something with
I don't
sheep.
know.
Hopefully we can shear them.
What are we, wolves? We're going to herd the sheep?
Hopefully we can shear them.
St. Andrews.
We're trying to do
do,
some Scottish stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna try and dive into the culture. Like let's learn a little
Nice.
thing or two about the Scottish people, and I want to maybe play some bagpipes and do the whole thing. So I think we're doing like a hickory round one day. That's gonna be amazing.
We are doing a hickory round one day.
I want to do a full round and see what we would shoot with hickory clubs.
Okay.
Done.
Like I don't want it to just be like an hour bit. I want to like play.
Here's what I think that after 5 or 6 holes, we're going to be like, this is fucking
maybe-
stupid. Give me a driver.
Maybe we'll play
Give me a
9 holes.
stout.
Maybe we'll play 9 holes.
No, I would love to do it. That's
to
my
see,
guess.
Just to see the
It'd be
number.
funny if somebody's like striping it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
9 would be good. 9 and 9.
or we do 18 to see what the number is.
Okay.
Do you shoot a 200
I'm
with hickory
so
clubs?
pumped to get over there. We're going to fucking Scotland.
That's
The whole
crazy.
golf.
It's crazy.
Did we ever have this debate on this podcast on if you would beat Francis we met, or did we do that on the stream?
We did it on the stream, I think. If you were playing against Francis we met, and he had to use
Today.
his stuff, and you were playing the course today's yardage, everything else, could you beat Francis we met out there?
And now it sounds crazy because he's like it's the greatest game ever played, the whole thing. It sounds crazy, but what he won with like a 79 or something like that. Like he was shooting the high 70s.
and
They played from significantly less distance, and they also played on golf courses that were just not even close to as crazy as they are now that we're all accustomed to. You kind of talked me into it, like where it's like I think I might have a chance.
I do. I do.
The only problem that comes into it is that like if I played the country club in those conditions that they played the U.S. Open in, I'd shoot 110.
Right.
So like
True.
you got to think that fucking like I'm not the right guy for that question. I do think like you or Lurch have a chance to do it because he wouldn't know what world he's on with like the way that the fairways run, like all that undulation and like just how mowed down they are, like the
How
balls
fast
run,
they would be.
how fast the greens are. Like we were looking it up, like they played on like on the stick
Greens were
meter,
literally like a 4.
they were a 4, and now they're like a 13.
Right.
So he'd be like, I can't get the ball in the hole, and
his
I'm also
golf ball-
using like
his ball would suck.
It's
His
made out
ball
of
was like a
yarn.
ball of feathers, right? It's pathetic.
it's literally a ball of feathers, and he,
And like
like, he
hickory
probably hit
bullshit.
the ball like 220 yards. Like, I mean, I don't even know if that's like
Yeah, and like
accurate. Maybe even less. Like,
right. So like we would just be bombing it. I think like past
even our
him
bad
and hitting
shots
it.
would go further.
Plus our irons would be like these towering TP5s coming in that like again the course is hard, really hard. It's not like we're going to post good scores, but I think we could have a shot against.
I think he'd struggle breaking 90.
Yeah, I think so would we.
Right.
Really struggle.
What do you think?
I think I would not have a chance, but I do think that, yeah, he would be stunned at the greens.
He'd be like
stunned.
Whoa! He'd be like, "What? What's
Whoa.
going on? Why are these things running so
And maybe
fast?"
he'd get used to him, but at first he'd be like, boy.
But he can ball strike, man. He's fucking
Yeah.
Francis we
He's
met.
Francis we met.
He
He'd go over
wouldn't lose a
4
golf
rounds.
ball.
Over 4 rounds, he would definitely defeat me.
He
But
wouldn't
I
lose a
think
golf-
in one round when he's so shocked, I think it'd be a hell of a.
I think we say this, and then you watch him just stripe one down the
Yeah,
middle,
like,
like
all right.
290, and you're like, okay, like what the fuck, Francis?
I gotta be honest. I've been outside all day. It's
Yeah, I'm
chilly
kinda-
in California. I'm done.
I'm beat.
I can't wait to
I-
get a little dinner.
I just got on a 9:30 flight, so I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Nice. All right, that was fun. Thanks to Austin coming on. Steph Curry today. What a hell of a day we had. We got a big couple weeks coming up.
Huge couple weeks. If you're in Scotland, we're coming for you.
We're coming for that ass. I'm going to Gamble Sands. We got a bunch of people going to Gamble Sands.
Oh, real quick. And we could talk about this next show. It might be a little tease, but we played with Joey LaCava.
I didn't know how much you guys wanted to get into.
Oh, we'll
that.
get into it.
Why don't we get into it Thursday?
Okay.
Because that's something.
And that's a preview for the next Friday, our next match with him.
yes.
Patty Nolan. Shout out to Patty Nolan, just the absolute legend that brought us out. Yeah, we'll talk about it on Thursday, but
What a teaser.
it was we played a full round of golf with Joey LaCava.
He was your partner.
He was my partner, and I had an epic match that came down to the end with Joey LaCava. It's amazing. He read greens for me at points, and
It was a
he's
great
the
day.
best person I've ever met.
He's
and
a
I don't
great
know
man.
that I don't know that there's like a close second. Like
I
Joey
agree.
is that good.
He's just Tiger Woods like guy.
He's like he's so good that he is like his own thing. If
Yeah,
that makes
true.
sense.
True.
He's been like the guy on the bag for guys like Freddie Couples and Tiger Woods. But
DJ.
but he is Joey LaCava, and like the fact that he's been able to become his own guy is really impressive. That's how good of a person he is.
Yeah, we had a great day with him. We'll get more into it on the next show.
I love him so much.
Same.
I can't wait to hear all about it. Well, actually, you have heard a lot about it, but I can't wait for everybody else to hear all about it.
hilarious.
All right, everybody have a good week. We'll be back as always on Thursday, noon on Thursday. Make sure you're ready for the Toronto stop, BarstoolClassic.com. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit hard.